Hey everybody, welcome back to the final portion of day one. Mega here is with me as well. Hopefully we can wrap up Act 1 for today. I think we'll be fine, but marathon luck is still very much a thing. This is me acknowledging that marathon luck is still a thing. So here we go, let's move on to Dawngrest. Our dot, quote unquote, but it's not as bad as all the other dots we've seen in the past. Or future.
The city in the game? What? Question mark?
The what?
My hometown.
Oh no, I really like Dawngrest. What's
Oh,
your opinion
Dawngrest?
on Dawngrest?
Oh, best city? Oh yeah. Honestly, I like the song. The song is a really good bop. And the town. There's only one town that I think I like, but it's more like personal nostalgia than anything else for a different reason. It has nothing to do with the town, but this one is still really good in my opinion. For that, it might be this.
Yeah.
Maybe Nordopolica might be a little bit
Nordopolica
better.
does look pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say it's on the same tier as Dawngrest. Gonna get the slight edge of this though.
Yeah. Jeez, Yuri, you make it sound like I'm a villain.
But yeah, we do come back here a lot. I mean, at least the song is nice to listen to each time, compared to Dot. It's been years, but I still remember how that song goes sometimes a little bit. just an easy bit, just an easy bit. But, at this point in the game, it's still, again, more of Act 1. Like, I know we haven't been talking too much about the plot too much, but honestly, again, I said this earlier, but Act 1 is more like setting up everything so that Act 2 can start to pick it up. And I feel like, we're, at least for the very least, like, I will probably comment more about the narrative when we get to that point. But Act 1, I know it's more just setting all that up.
Yeah, Act 1 is definitely more about the world building, the air, Blastia.
Yeah.
And the characters, of course.
Yeah. All of that. But
And they use the whole Aque Blastia getting stolen thing as more of an excuse just to get the plot going.
exactly. Gives
Or,
Yuri
well, the ball rolling more so than the plot. The plot really starts on Act 2.
Yeah. Really, like, honestly, it does give Yuri a way to sort of explore and go out of the world, because his whole shtick is like, oh, I don't really go out of the world often, so it's nice to give him that reason. Thievery is a good plot point. Let's go. Alright, I do remember getting lost here sometimes, and thankfully, I hope I could go through the maze just well. I hope. The particular edition that they made for this game, which was really cool to see, but we'll get there when we get there.
What? Nothing.
That's when we learn more about why Carol is the way that he is as well, which, you know, like,
What the hell are you thinking coming back here?
I get, you know, we were talking about Carol before and whatnot, like, I understand why folks would say that, but maybe give him another chance. Come on, Carol's not that bad.
No way. She wouldn't stop nagging, so I took off.
Or Carol getting picked on here.
Yeah, right. Poor Carol. And they use like thought bubbles in this, but then like you can see their mouths moving. I get what they're going for, but weird nitpicky stuff. I know.
All this kid can brag about is the number of guilds he's joined.
But yeah, I think we're gonna be.
That's a bad thing.
We're also gonna hear a voice of a character which I think was really good, and it's unfortunate that they couldn't bring that voice actor back. I think there was like reasons that voice actor doesn't do voice acting anymore. As far as I understand, I could be wrong, but it is what it is.
Shut up.
Oh, the Dawn?
You sure
Yes.
have a way of saying
Yes.
things. I mean, you're right, but
Like I really like his voice in the original, and then when I heard what happened, I'm like, I get it, but it's still a little unfortunate. Oh my gosh, it's the second time we hear the bells in the Tales of game. Sorry, Fantasia flashbacks all the time whenever I hear it. It's not far off with what we encounter here, though, that's for sure.
monsters? Wait, is this shade?
And this would be the point where it's like, oh, you have an opportunity to pick up some drops from enemies. Like, that you would not have seen, like, at this point in the game, unless you revisit, like, Halor or stuff like that.
Our barrier
Yeah,
here
pretty
is
much.
strong, and it's never been broken before. And the guilds take care of the monsters outside the barrier.
Oh, Carol, you're just like me, talking about this practice at marathon luck, you know? Don't jinx it. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happens.
Disappeared? What the hell is going on? The monsters are gonna get inside.
The curse.
It never leaves. In the gameplay and narrative, it's everywhere.
They
Yeah, there
kind
it
of set
is.
up this whole curse joke for Yuri, but they kind of just drop it later on for some reason. I don't know if you noticed that.
I mean, now that you pointed out, I guess I noticed it now, but I didn't realize it until back then. But yeah, here we go. This is gonna be a little bit of Mook Rush, but it's not much to it. But yeah, they did really just want to give you a chance to pick up these drops or something. It's like, if you don't got the winged boots yet, here's your opportunity. And I wasn't lucky enough to get in any of my practices.
Here they come.
Oh, okay, so this one, again, these are, now they say that they're weak, they're actually really legitimately weak. You shouldn't have an issue with these enemies at all. And we're gonna let Repeat learn some beautiful skills as well. I hope everybody's doing okay with the marathon so far. I was curious to see how everything would go today, but it looks like things have been going very smoothly. No technical difficulties, questions have been going on okay. I hope everybody's having an okay time. Looking back with the break periods and all that.
We finished that.
We're gonna keep on pushing forward though, because... Oh, whoa, did everybody just learn their burst starts? What the... Huh.
Oh yeah, they're like their mid-20s right now, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Let's eliminate.
Oh, right, because like also Yuri
Oh.
just went through the tutorial too, right?
Yeah, this is the first encounter you got right after learning it too.
Yeah. It all makes sense. Ooh, Repeat, nice steal. I will always praise Repeat for any steals he makes, because that means extra money for me. Or maybe, hopefully, we could get a good synthesis. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, and I still don't have Carol in my party. I should probably throw him in the next dungeon. I didn't give him too much of a spotlight, so I apologize, Carol fans. He will get some spotlight soon.
There's no end to these things.
Great contribution, Rafi.
Valuable commentary. I appreciate that. Ah, beautiful. Cutscene Azure Edges. Always one-shots.
Forget it. Run.
Yeah, get out of here.
Run away. Other NPC voiced by Wendy Lee.
Oh, that was Wendy Lee again. Darn it, we need a Wendy Lee count now. I think we're currently at 4 at the moment. Ah, yes, this is the man, the myth, the legend. Don Whitehorse. Yeah, his voice is really cool in here.
That old guy is really going after him. Who the hell is he?
Well, these Gilman running forward too, just like the same animation from Zophius when we left the lower quarter.
Yuri's like, that old man looks like a badass. Must be a main character.
That reminds me of like those old screenshots back in the days, like spot the main character in this crowd.
Messes with the clouds of dawn.
Infinite spawning dawn soldiers.
Yeah,
And then Flame randomly pops in.
yeah.
Come to help subdue
What is that? Is that the Schwann Brigade? No, the Schwann Brigade he was coming with, right? Yeah.
We couldn't live
That outfit looks
let the knights
familiar.
do our dirty work. Now get the. Is this really the time for that? Each and every one of these people left the empire.
But yeah, I don't think they... Do they ever mention if he's part of the Schwann Brigade at the start?
I didn't even realize he was a part of the Schwann Brigade in the first place. That's
Because obviously he gets promoted after this arc, but we never know. They never really mentioned what brigade he was in before that.
yeah, that's news to me. I didn't realize he was part of the Schwann Brigade all this time, huh? Because he wears a completely different outfit too. It's like you'd think he'd be wearing the same as like the rest of the brigade, but I don't know what makes him. Wait, no, he's like a lieutenant, right? I forgot
We're
about
going
that.
to repair the barrier, Blastia. If we don't, the city
Lieutenant
will be overrun
Flame.
with monsters.
All right, well, after Knights do their thing, we're gonna start looking for something else.
You're coming too.
Okay, because like Alexei has his own guard, like they're the Royal Guard. I don't think Flynn is a part of the Royal Guard, is he?
Yeah, they usually use like the red uniform for Alexei.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice, but they never mentioned in the game, is that each brigade has like their own costume, and you can kind of tell because the Kikimor brigade has like the purple costume kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
And
the Chuan it goes more for like the greenish.
I thought it was more orange, but I guess like it's weird because like
Yeah.
Flynn never really had a particular color during this arc. He was just blue, and I don't think anybody had blue at all in the Knights.
I don't think they ever mentioned if there was a brigade for him.
I might be able to do something with this.
Because there is
Alright.
also
Watch out! Behind you.
there is blue knights, but there is like I don't know if it's because they needed a new palette for the soldiers
What the hell?
in one of the dungeons.
After another. I'm
But,
sick of
yeah.
this.
I don't know. I guess it's one of those quirks that we're never gonna get a confirmation.
Pretty much. That's how it boils down to at the end of the day. All right, we got some bronzes and a zinc here. Wow, what theming?
Oh, we have cut and sliced the sequel.
Yes. All right, let's go, Yuri. Do your thing. Punching Smash. I remember how good of an art you were. What was it, like Punishing Aid Smash? Yeah, that was fun to use too. All right, so we get to play
Harold
around.
is turning everything now.
Yeah, right. Yuri, you want to learn something? You want to join this party? Doesn't look like he wants to. Let's see. Our triggers are pretty much just based on like using a basic card, so it doesn't look like Yuri has anything new to learn. Same with Estelle and Carol. Oh, no, Estelle and Rita. But yeah, it looks like we're getting to the point where it's like, oh, we're not at the point anymore in early game where everybody keeps saying how's this, how's this, how's this. I'm gonna miss that because it felt very amusing. But
We have to repair
oh,
the
well.
Blastia quickly.
Wait, what? Why is there a bracket for impossible? I guess weird. I guess it's
That was weird.
yeah, that was really weird. All right, Rita. Tech support, please fix the issue.
Calling tech support Rita.
That's basically what Rita's role is.
Rita's like, have you tried turning it off and on?
All right, step 2. Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
I'm just doing what I can to help. The barrier Blastia going.
Speaking of which, Flynn's like, well, I guess the Union don't want my help, so let's try to help. Oh wait, you guys beat it? Oh well, I guess we'll just stand here and talk.
Just fiddled with your formula a bit and stopped it.
That's because Estelle spoke over him? I mean, I get that, but it's also like, you don't hear Troy Baker say it either. Maybe the line is full somewhere else or something. Maybe it's in a rip or something of the game. You get to hear the line in
The
full.
barrier disappeared when the monsters attacked. It can't
Well, I
be
guess
a
that makes
coincidence
sense.
that they happened at the same time, can it?
Probably not.
Oh yeah, this is one
Very
of those weird
particular.
cutscenes that
Because your appearance here, this is
it wasn't
tied
voiced
up
on the
with Empire's
360 for
problems.
some reason.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's really weird.
That's
I
why I
could have
came
fooled
here
me.
to
I
check
actually thought this
things
was
out.
voiced in 360.
There and
I mean, you can tell because Grand George is voicing right now.
Well, again, see, that's the thing. Like, even, like, I can't tell sometimes if I'm not really fully paying attention.
All right, time to clean up
Really,
the
I feel like,
monsters
again,
outside
like,
the
the
barrier.
hardcores are gonna
The guilds
super
won't
notice
be
right
able to
away if you're a
complain
huge
if
fan
the
of
Although-
Vesperia.
outside the city.
Although sometimes, because I have noticed that
We'll leave the
that
monsters
there is
to
some
Flynn.
dialogue
Ask
changes
about
between 360 and
Barbos.
PS3 as well. So some cutscenes are like
you really
cutscenes that were
trust
voiced on
Flynn,
360,
don't you?
but they had to get
Because there's no one
Grand
else
George
they
in,
can
in
trust.
between
That's how I look at it.
for the new lines
Yes.
or the different lines.
Yuri, I don't get you
And those are
sometimes.
the cutscenes that do get very jarring. But I mean, if,
Yeah.
if you had Grand George re-record those lines, like, it would have worked. But I don't think fans would take that take the re-records well at all. There's probably gonna be some kind of article somebody's gonna make or a tweet thread about it.
Who are you all?
But it would have been nice if they had re-recorded it
We
personally.
need to talk to the Don about something. Help us out, could you?
I feel like
It's a matter that concerns the
Nier
five
kind of had the right
masters.
idea of pretty much
Yeah, I haven't
re-recording
seen you
everything
around here
just to make sure
recently. What guild
everything
Yeah.
stays consistent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can understand Namco not wanting to do that because
Unfortunately,
that probably would have taken
Don has left town in
a
pursuit
good
the
amount of budget to
monsters.
do.
He went after
That,
the
and I think it
monsters?
would have been much worse of a reaction from the fandom. They're gonna be like, "Where's Troy Baker?" And then it's gonna be, oh,
Then it would have been no Troy Baker at all.
Yeah.
No worries.
No Troy Baker and the fandom's reaction. Like, do you know how loud people are about Vesperia PS3? if there was no Troy Baker, now it's going to be Troy Baker, basically. So I'm okay with what they did, even though it does ruin the immersion a little bit. You got to appeal to the Vesperia fans somehow with this compromise.
So you know where the monster
And well, they obviously weren't gonna do it for the Japanese version,
good
because
point.
Japanese version already was.
Since it seems
They
like
had
you
all the
won't be
lines
making
already.
progress anytime
Yeah,
soon,
exactly. This is just a particular thing exclusive for the localization.
I just want to get it out of the way as soon as
The Troy Baker
possible.
DLC experience. Can you
Troy
imagine?
Baker.
It was,
Yo!
he was so expensive, we had to make him DLC just
Hey.
to make up for it.
Hey, if people really want Troy Baker, if Namco can monetize off of it, go for it. Like that would be, oh my gosh. I want to live in that universe now. I want to see what would happen if there was actually a Troy Baker DLC. It's like, you want to know why Troy Baker isn't in the game? Just give us $5.
Troy Baker final mix.
Yeah.
Then it's decided.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go to the forest
Troy
of
Baker
Cave
final
Mock.
mix. Alright, before we go to Cave Mock, we got some shopping to do. I think we're doing a little bit better in terms of gold,
What a coincidence.
especially considering that we went through those 3 battles actually. Yeah, okay, it looks like we're doing a little bit better, so I hope we can do well shopping-wise here. There's one thing that I do recall here. Do not buy, what was it again? Oh man, I already lost it. Don't buy 2 breastplates. 1 is good enough. Because, as you expect, the next dungeon will have it just fine. Alright. What are we going to do here? So, I'm going to give ourselves the battle. Oh, Void Attack is a must. A stock. What else we got here? Charge Hold is nice. I think that's what we're going to get for now. Equipment wise, we got 1 Holy Circlet, we got 1 breastplate. Battle Guard? Yeah, we'll need that. Witch Dress? Sure, why not? Yeah, it looks like we're now at the point where money isn't going to be too much of an issue. It's just early game, it was pretty rough. So hopefully it won't be too much of an issue anymore, I hope, as I cross my fingers and hope that we're okay. But yeah, we should be alright. Pick up some holy bottles here, because holy bottles are magic in this game. 2 life bottles, and... Ooh, gels, we're okay with gels. Maybe max out the magic lens. Okay, let's fix up some of our equipment here. Okay, so Yuri has the stock and the battle sword, so we're gonna make sure that we have that marked down here. Actually, I'll mark this down later. A stock. So let's equip those skills. Yeah, we're nearing the end of day 1. We got 2 more days of Vesperia to go, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying the ride so far. I'm okay with it, honestly. I'll be honest, when this game won the poll, I was a little bit indifferent at first, because I was like, oh, I just played through this a year ago. And I honestly didn't know how it was going to end up, because like Vesperia and Grace's F were really fighting for the first game of the marathon. And it was literally right near the last day. Vesperia edged it through by about maybe 2 or 3 votes or something. So honestly, revisiting it again, I do like that I was able to sort of, it's my redemption arc from Marathon Stream 1. That's what it is. That's what it is. This is the redemption. We're gonna go
the redemption
in.
arc.
Yeah, basically. And essentially, if I did have the choice, I think I would have liked it if it was Grace's F, because I haven't played that game for a long time.
Since,
Abyss.
the last marathon, maybe?
Grace's F? Yeah, since 2014, I want to say. Yeah, because the other one would be Abyss, but I played Abyss so many times when I was younger. I mean, it would have been interesting if I played it again, I guess, because of Redemption some more, but there's only so much Redemption I can handle. Did I do the stock thing? I think
What
I
was? What were the other games that were competing on that section?
So section game 1 was like Symphonia, Chronicles, Abyss on the 3DS, this game, and Graces F. So it was a particularly intriguing conflict.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty heavy hitter.
Yeah. And surprisingly, Symphonia was the lowest out of them. I expected that to be much higher, but I guess people didn't really want to see Symphonia again. It's like, okay, alright. More power to you, I guess. If you don't want it, then that's okay. I think I did my equipment, did I? No, hold up. No, don't put on the stock. That's the worst weapon. No, you too.
How would you have done Abyss on the 3DS? Were you gonna like emulate it or?
Oh, I do have a capture card.
Oh, you do have a capture card. Okay.
Yeah, so there was a way to work with it. Okay. Well,
I
we
mean,
bought
really,
the
you had a capture card for the 3DS.
Yeah. I was just bored one day and I saw it on auction. It's like, it came with like 5 Pokemon games. Like, sure, why not? That's a bargain.
Oh, that's a bargain, yeah.
Yeah. And I sold all the Pokemon games because I haven't played Pokemon for a long time. Actually, I did keep Sun and Moon. Moon. I did keep Moon. Maybe one day I'll play, but I heard Ultra Moon was much better. Alright, 5 Dark Bottles. Dark Bottles will be important. I don't know if they'll help out too much in this dungeon, because I think as long as you use the Holy Ball in the very beginning, it should be fine.
Isn't this 3DS really that rare now? Well, they took down the Nintendo eShop on the 3DS, right?
It was never
Or was
on
that-
eShop in localization, only in Japan. But
I
yeah,
was only in Japan. Okay.
yeah. I don't know what it is about digital distribution, but yeah, that has its own rights basically to have redistributed on digital. All right. Is it $60 right now? Holy smokes! I haven't looked into Abyss 3DS for a while, but here's the thing about Abyss 3DS. Like the loading times are really good. Like they're better than PS2. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Like I'm not much of a loading screens kind of guy because it's like, well, I was able to sit through PS2 Abyss when it came out, so I guess I was very patient. But if you were to come back to it, oh man, you will really notice the loading times when you do.
Abyss's overworld map on the PS2 especially was pretty painful.
yeah.
That PS2 could not handle that overworld.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly look healthy
A thing
for
about the
people
3DS
to
version,
grow.
which was also a little bit odd, was like, I don't know if anybody else noticed this. I could be mistaken, but I remember playing a bit of the 3DS version a year or two ago, and it's like, bosses that have second forms, they don't go into their second form, which is weird. Like, I don't know why the 3DS can't process it.
And I still get comments on the guy solo that I did,
What a coincidence.
and people always act surprised when Tyrannopion and
What the hell are you doing in a place like
and
this?
Sewer
Abaddon,
boss. Yeah, Abaddon.
No. Out for
they
a
they,
forest
they
ride,
kinda
taking in
they're
that
like,
action.
oh, these bosses have different forms.
Something smells fishy.
And I was
Yeah.
like, wait, did they actually remove that on the 3DS?
What? Where's
I don't
my
think it was intentional. It might have been a programming oversight. 'Cause I don't-
It might have been, yeah, or some problem with the porting
Yeah.
that they couldn't get them to change or
Come in
something.
handy, you know.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of coming with us.
I would have
right?
loved to have played through the 3DS version though, but
Of
this is
course.
what I'm on the
My,
post.
My sister actually had the 3DS version, but
What?
I never
Dice?
played it myself.
I see.
You'd better watch your back.
I did hear from her that it ran pretty well,
You're dead.
despite what a lot of people say about it.
Hey, you don't
Yeah,
really
it did
think
run
my
well.
stupid
The
things
only
that
things that
bad,
are a little bit
do
odd is
ya?
that because it's like a very early 3DS title,
Yeah, the stench is
the
sort of coming off you in
artifacting
waves.
on the status, like
Really?
your HP at the front, is a little bit
I can't take
awkward.
responsibility for what I'll do.
Yeah,
But-
when you see like the screenshots, it looks kind of weird. Yeah,
Yeah, and also,
it didn't run at 60 frames either, right?
no, definitely didn't. But it is what it is. Like it's an old game ported to a new system at the time. They could only do so much. Bamco really likes porting Tales to new systems first before they think about, should we work more on this or not? And unfortunately, 3DS didn't win that time. 3DS should have won though. But anywho, poor
So
Vito.
hello, Raven.
Oh yes, hello Raven. Welcome to the party, buddy. Yes, so Raven here. Let's see. Do we have his
Probably the
for-
most slept on character in this game, gameplay wise.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to play as. I wish I could have explored him a little bit more. That's the most that I can say. But from how I could play as him as an archer, like he's pretty fun to play as from that perspective. Is there anything else that you want to offer with regards to his capabilities?
Oh, I love the fact that this guy is a Graces character before Graces was a thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because remember back when they were advertising Graces before it came out, and they were all like, all the characters have these dual weapon types and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yes.
And then I'm like, I look at Vesperia's Raven, and it's like bow, knives, and magic. This dude has the trifecta going on.
So my thing is that like I didn't get too much time to explore like his change styles, because I know that's where like his he shines, and unfortunately I didn't have the skills to complement like the changes to it. Like I think there are weapons that you get like in some really obscure areas, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, like Raven is a very. Not only do you need to know your skills very well, but you also need to know your art's positioning and distancing pretty well too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because I didn't pick up those skills during my practice, I don't think I'll be able to show that off as much as I would like to. So you're only going to be seeing ranged Raven at this point, which I apologize for, but unfortunately that's the most I could offer at this moment.
He also has the same problem that Carol kind of has, where he kind of needs a lot of his altered arts for him to work well too.
Yeah. For now, I'll be playing as Ranger Raven, which is pretty fun still from my perspective a bit. But
Yeah,
I know.
Once you get his kit going, he can play the range games super well too.
Yeah.
Especially with Rita backing him up on with the spells.
Oh, we're gonna see that. Good old Raven's gonna help me out later on. That's for sure. Probably at the start of day 3, depending on how things go.
Great at parties.
Remember skits in Destiny PSX? Yeah, because they were removed in the localization. It's in the Japanese version though, which was kind of cool to see.
Really?
How skits work, for those who aren't aware, skits in Tales of Destiny PSX works by staying on the map screen, leaving them idle, and in the idle screen they actually talk to each other there. That would be the first appearance of skits, but traditional skits where you see like the stamp card anime style didn't appear until the game after with Fantasia PSX.
What do you mean?
Oh yes, Kerplop, yes, you can hear them in the sound test, the Destiny skits, but not in the map.
Okay, just got a little chill.
What do you guys think about Natalie's physical arts?
Mr. Raven, after you.
I would say that she definitely could have benefited from more arts.
I remember her moveset being really limited, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, she has a really busted one, aerial laser
Ah, yeah.
that you can really abuse with spell cancel. But she definitely suffers from something that actually a lot of characters in Tales suffer in the modern games, where they kind of make them hybrid characters, and they end up not having very limited physical options because of that. The first person that comes to mind is Aizen in Vesperia. Like, Aizen should have way more physical arts than what he got. Especially if he wanted to pull the fisticuffs
knockdown.
kind of character.
Oh, yeah.
And
Also,
the
like,
knockdowns, yeah. He doesn't have that much knockdown options.
I think only has like maybe 1 or 2, and one of them you get at the very beginning of the game, which, yeah, it didn't really help too much at the end of the day. What's the thing here? Oh yeah, Carol's gonna learn something here from a side quest cutscene, which isn't voiced. I thought they voiced this one, because it is kind of important. Carol learns a new art here, but I think some of Raven's side quests, like, they're not voiced either, where he learns arts too. So, it is what it is. Those are a little bit amusing though, because I like how they do implement how Carol's afraid of bugs and gives them the bug breath base art. I don't know if I'll ever use it often. I don't know why I'm praising it so much, but hey, hey, it's an art that you get from a cutscene. It's kind of amusing to me. That's all it is. That's all it is to it.
It's honestly not that good, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but hey, I appreciate the effort of them using cutscenes to allow more arts to be learned. It's nice to see. It's the little things, basically. Oh, there wasn't a stock in this. Oops. I guess I shouldn't have wasted money on my stock. Oh well. I guess we have 2 stocks to sell now. Did I even have that in my notes? I think I did, and I probably ignored it. Oops. The Tales of PS2 collection. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And we were commenting about how there'd be like a Destiny Chronicles. Honestly, it really surprises me how popular Tales of Destiny still is a little bit. Like, not in Japan. Like, I mean, obviously Japan is popular in Japan, but I'm more so talking about from the Western side. I didn't think Destiny still had much of a following, but it still does, so more power to us, I guess. It's really hard to believe, though, considering, I get PSX is like the... PSX is like the first Tales of game to be localized, and it has a following, but we haven't had much Tales of Destiny attention outside of Japan for a very long time, so it's really nice to still see a strong fan base, especially when it started popping up again thanks to the Life Bottle patch.
Hey, did any of you just hear a voice?
Oh, this is a scene.
Oh boy.
I'm more so talking about this was the first scene we saw of Definitive Edition, and everybody was raising their torches and pitchforks.
Patty?
What? She
Patty?
We've got to help her.
Oh, Patty. Like,
Yeah, just leave it to me.
I do like that this was the first cutscene that they did release of the dub. It was nice to have like confirmation for a lot of voice actors coming back, well, except for the obvious one, but I don't want to keep bringing it up each time.
Nice catch.
And you're dropped.
Oh, funny enough, the PS3 demo, you know, back in the day, before PS3 version came out, it was here on Cave Mug,
Yeah.
and they actually make Patty playable in that demo here.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
really?
Treasure in a
Yeah,
place
because she's
like
not
this.
playable on the main game,
That
of
load of
course,
crap.
in
Yeah.
this part.
Yeah, yeah.
The map making guild.
So you could actually do Giga Larva with Patty.
That's fun.
Those lads travel all around the world.
Demo's not available anymore on PS3, is it?
Is that why you went
Well,
to
maybe
the
it is.
Probably not. I don't know.
There wasn't anything there.
I haven't logged in the PS3 PSN in forever, so.
No,
I'll need to look into that, because I'm actually really intrigued about it. Because playing as Patty for this boss would be pretty fun.
I suppose that's true.
Granted, there are options nowadays to sort of like fix and whatnot, but I hear you.
Except that you're 100% fishy.
Hey, no need to
Raven
be
is
mean
100% fishy for sure.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I've got to get back to my treasure hunting. If you keep wandering around all alone, you'll get attacked by monsters again.
Yeah, like everybody's reactions to Grant George was like the same reaction that I remembered when Tales of the Abyss before it was released. All we had was like one trailer from IGN, and then like everybody who commented was like, oh, why does Jade sound like that? Why does Annis sound like that? Why is Luke sounding so whiny? It's like, jeez. It's like history repeats itself no matter how many years have passed. It's just, guys, wait until the actual game comes out. Like, Grant George wasn't bad at all.
Will you come with me?
The same with Abyss, like, Luke wasn't bad, Annis wasn't bad, Jade wasn't bad. You all know how it is.
Complaining about Jade's VA. I know, right?
Right?
I must go.
And then Jade ended up being like probably one of the better boys characters in that game too.
Yes, yes. Especially, oh my gosh, it was so cool when Vesperia happened, because, like, there was, like, some kind of rumor where, like, Jade's voice actor talked about Jade, and it's like, he said that he forgot how he did it. he forgot his approach and everything. So when he came back for Vesperia, oh, it was perfect. I couldn't ask for it any other way. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like 1 for 1, but it was good enough for what I expected, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we got another fake here to deal
Like
with.
you can tell that he was getting back into it pretty much.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen him like explore a little bit more, that's for sure.
I think when you battle him alone, he was still kind of out of it, but by the time he's with Sophie, you can tell like the sarcastic tone coming back there.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't have the time to look into it myself, but that's cool to hear that he does improve. I just like the way that he did the Mystic Arc. Oh my gosh, it's such a fan service moment. Yeah, it's such a fan service moment for like those who grew up with Abyss. Glimmer of Heaven, perfect. Needed that arc for sure. Okay.
They even time it pretty well with the explosion of the cage itself too.
Yeah, it was so.
Which is
and then
appreciated. Actually, speaking of timing with the Mystic Arts, I don't know if you have ever done a vision in Chronicles, in Mania. The dude, they actually changed his voice line to match with the Mystic Art in that fight.
Really?
Yeah, and it's the same voice line from like the base game, Base Symphonia. Okay. So I was kind of surprised that they actually changed it, so the timing of his dialogue kind of goes with the Mystic Arts.
So what happened with this game? Indignation? No, but that's really cool. Like I do like that they did that. I never did get around to finding a Vision and Chronicles. I thought it was the same voice. Like, wait. Hold on, I want to see if I'm understanding this correctly. So basically, they used the same voice, but then they timed it differently, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it makes me wonder. I even have more questions about this game, basically, especially with Indignation, because I heard it and I'm like,
Because Vision starts the battle by saying, "Now I will show you my true power," like that cheesy ass line.
Yeah.
But in Mania, he starts the fight with Divine Judgment.
Oh.
So, since he starts the battle like that, instead of finishing the line when he says power, they kind of pause on it, and then he does the Mystic Art, and then when the cutting pops in, it's like power.
Nice.
Like, nah, did they really do that?
That's a good attention to detail that I love. Thank you,
Like,
Bamco.
it's like those little things where they can play around with the stuff they already have, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the little things.
So obviously, those Mystic Arts were not on the base Symphonia in the GameCube.
Yeah, of course.
He only had Indignation Judgment on that one.
Wasn't it in the PS2 version though? Like they did use the same Japanese line too, so it might just be the same idea basically.
The air is weaker than it was.
Like,
Yeah.
they didn't redub any of his extra lines. I think. I wish CP was here because I think she could confirm it.
I still don't know what was up with his Super Saiyan hair though.
Nobody knows. It's the power of the Necronomicon. Apparently, Dragon Ball Z is evil. Okay, so this is gonna be annoying.
We're already on the ladder, but damn, that was fast.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, you didn't fight Green Menace, did you?
Are you talking about the Giganto?
The Giganto, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't fight him. There's no reason to. I gotta turn off photon.
Content.
No, I think we're okay. Okay. Actually, no, weak to light. My bad. I mean, spread 0 would be lovely, but hey, we already got a lot of uses from Fireball here. We're gonna stick with that. Okay, so the thing about this boss is that around 50 or 60k, half HP, it's gonna start using its tail to start healing itself, and to stop it, you gotta use Bouquet right in front of it. Or sometimes you can get away with it from behind, but the timing's a little bit stingy, and the window is so small. Like,
Alright.
It's a little bit rough.
He's tap dancing.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I did wrong. I'm like, why am I constantly casting? Because I don't have range set here. Oops. I'm like, I thought I was doing something wrong with the inputs, but that's my bad. I got bouquet here. Oh, what was it? Was I supposed to have another art? Not Serp. I'm missing All My Heart. What's that one called again?
Bouquet, I think, right?
Oh, that's not. Oh, it is.
That's the one that charms.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention. My bad. Okay, now let's get Serpent on here. Yeah, because like I got distracted by the FSs because it aims down, but it's actually up. Yeah. Okay, we got it fixed up. Anywho. Well, hey, that Serpent actually helps, so more power to that. There we go. I do like a bouquet's effect.
Yeah, still casting sharpness on Rita. She really needs that extra physical attack.
Thank you, Estelle. I appreciate that.
Speaking of which, I'm glad modern Turtles games have made sharpness double use, like it increases both the physical and magical.
Oh, that's good. I didn't notice that actually. What was the last game to use sharpness?
Well, Arise uses sharpness.
Oh well, Arise, okay, but
funny enough, they gave it to Ringwell too. Like Ringwell pretty much can buff herself and then go ham.
Huh. Oh yeah, man, that's really good actually. All right. How are we doing in terms of time? Technically, I'd be going for another 2 hours, but Vesperia is a long game, so we might go for an extra hour just in case. Just in case. Exilia has sharpness styles double use. All right, well that's cool to hear too. All right, so here's the trick that I'm gonna do. I just thought about this now. I should have thought about this earlier. I'm gonna turn off Tractor Beam until the thing starts healing itself, and then I'm gonna use a bouquet underneath and hope that it uses the healing afterwards. If not, then maybe bouquet can Tractor Beam might finish it off. We'll see. Because Tractor Beam is a pretty high tier spell to have this anyway.
Hell range. Getting Tyrannopion flashback.
yeah. It's totally, yeah, we're just talking about that one too. Okay.
Worst enemy in Race, by the way. Freaking Scorpions.
Oh yeah, I forgot they showed up.
I don't know if you have done a lot of tower. The Scorpions are always the worst.
It's been a while since I've done tower, but I do remember them like having a lot of petrification and status effects, if I recall correctly. Or is it because they hit hard? What's the
it is because the tail has insane range, and they knock down too.
Okay. Alright, it's around the half HP. It's getting closer to half HP, so I want to make sure I set up some traps just in case. I was never really good with this secret mission, but I have to make sure that I get it, because if not, this will extend the battle a lot, which could lead to a game over due to lack of resources. I really don't want that to happen.
Yeah, this secret mission is always kind of iffy.
Yeah, and it hurts here too, because like I'm avoiding encounters, so I might not be well equipped. Oh, it's...
Well, funny enough, because he usually goes for the heal when he's in our limit, since it makes it hard to stop him, but...
True.
Sometimes I have had it though, where he never goes for the heal.
Really?
And he kinda just dies, yeah.
He's done the heal every single time for me, so that's why I've been trying to make sure that it doesn't happen. But hopefully, Marathon Luck might say otherwise, because it looks like we're doing good so far. Here's hoping. I should have used a burst right there, now that I was thinking about it. Oh yeah, I got Silence right there. Okay.
You also have Just Like Dance?
I mean, I want to hit the enemy, and I could hit the enemy if I'm close, but I don't know. I'd rather keep Raven afar, considering how I'm not playing him without his skills and whatnot. I'd imagine that art really does help out once you fully unlock Raven, basically, right? Alright, let's keep going. That's why do I always say that? That's how I jinx myself, because I want to hope, okay? Let me hope for it.
Get it right, okay?
Yeah, I want to say it out loud so that way I can hear myself have hope. It's not enough to keep it inside, you know. Alright. Okay. Oh, did we stop? Did we stop the animation? Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think you did, yeah.
Wow. Hey, where you stream bingo cards? I've never seen that happen before. Okay. Let's see if we can sneak in a burst start here. Pew 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 pew. Oh, that did not go as well as I thought. All right, let's just spam basic attacks then. Sure. Okay. Yes. Yes. Carol with the bug breath. Fantastic.
Against the bug too.
It's effective. It's super effective. Oh no.
Super effective.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, Estelle. We're gonna walk around there. Fine. Here, have an orange shell. Oh. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! It didn't heal! It didn't heal! Oh my gosh. I will take that. Holy smokes. Never healed at all? Alright, I'll take it. Holy smokes. I will take that marathon luck if it meant I wasted 5 life balls in the beginning. Was this the exchange? I'll take it. I'll take that. I will gladly receive that. Fantastic. I swear, every single time that enemy kept healing, every single time. So I'm glad it didn't this time.
So this is the end.
Yay, we skipped a secret mission. I mean, secret mission is pretty rough, but I mean, I get it from a gameplay perspective.
Here lies the world's biggest sap.
You're supposed to say stuff like, "We can make it through this together."
Yeah, Raven's got a good point, but you know what? Maybe we might jinx ourselves. Granted, jinxing doesn't work all the time, as you have seen in that previous battle. It's all good. It's all good. Ah, yes. It's what's his name? Malik.
Oh hi, Malik.
Oh hi, Malik.
Who is he?
You're here to teach us about the military again and whatnot?
Dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot he voiced Largo too. Oh, alright.
Although around the time
Wait,
when this game came out, it was also Blaze Blue was
where's
out,
that sword?
and he
Who
was
is
Iron Tiger in that game. So I always was like, "Oh, hello, Duke. You're here to show me your Iron Tiger,
How did you do that back
your
there?
gigantic tiger."
Slice through the air, but that's impossible.
It was a nice inner joke.
I'll be honest. I
Would
didn't
that
dive too much
knowledge
into
do you?
Blaze Blue, but I heard good things about it.
Well, I mean, with something like that, we might be able to stop the Blastia from going berserk.
It was a nice holdover.
We saw them
Because
happen to a Blastia.
I think back then
The air was out of
Arxis had
control.
problems getting
We couldn't do anything.
the Guilty Gear license back.
This was only a distortion.
Oh.
It is a natural occurrence.
Yeah, they had like copyright problems getting the license back.
Distortion?
Because apparently the publisher they were working on the PS2 games kind of hold the rights to them.
Thank you so much for helping us.
So they kind
Oh.
of wanted to get it back.
Do not go near the aircraft.
Huh, that's really weird, but okay.
Huh?
Oh, so no
So,
wonder.
so that's how Blaze Blue came to exist, because it was like,
This
well,
place?
if we can't make Guilty Gear, we might as well make
Springs
something
where
similar
all
to it.
air in the world
Yeah.
comes.
And ended up working out for them in the end. So it's cool to hear that they have like a sort of like Call of Duty thing going on, where they have like they separate
Who
between
are
two
you?
different games, kind of like how
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat and
This
Injustice
isn't the
happens
kind of
too.
place you just go for a walk.
Yeah, we have a Guilty Gear at home.
Pretty much, pretty much. Ah, yeah. So this is when we start to
Could it
hear
be the
about
Rizomata formula?
yes, the Rizomata formula.
can't
It
tell
starts
anything
here,
from checking
everybody.
things out
This is
here.
where
Rizomata
Rita.
formula.
Yeah, this is where we start to learn about Rita's scientific
Earlier saying he's been all over the world?
dumps, I guess, like plot dumps or
he did.
something. Like you're gonna hear it a lot. It starts off
We
here.
won't know anything solid until
Which,
we
by the
find
way,
them and
never
study
gets
them.
mentioned ever again.
Well,
So I guess
That
we're
formula in
supposed to
particular,
do
anyway.
this here?
we never learned what the Rizomata formula was.
like the actual contents of the formula, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like it was brought up eventually, but it might have been a side quest or something, like what it is.
Maybe.
but- yeah.
Maybe the one related to the fake name numbers.
That does sound familiar. I didn't get to that one though.
This game has too many side quests.
I hear a particular spear is the most annoying one. I didn't do it though.
Like,
I heard stories.
when I did the playthrough for this definitive edition, I obviously try to cover as much side quests as possible.
Yeah.
8 videos of 1 hour each. That's 8 hours of side quests. No man should have to go through that many side quests. And most of them have their end triggers by the end of the game too. So
Yeah. This game was really made for those who have a lot of
Like,
time.
you definitely need a guide to do side quests in this game.
Either that or you must be a very curious person.
Otherwise you miss like half of them too.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the Jewel of Guardios. Oh my gosh.
Oh god. I think it's also had its good amount of
Oh my gosh. I forgot Jewel of Guardios. Holy smokes. Do skits accumulated reset between acts? Are you well, it only gets rid of the ones that are time sensitive, but everything else it keeps them all. Like there's no reset or anything like that. Like I still have dog language here. I like to call my practice runs like the dog language run because I want to see how far I could have that skit show up.
Yuri, it must be because we stopped the flow of
And that's
the
like a
air.
skit you get when Rita joins the party.
The monsters turned tame because we stopped the runaway
We
air.
can segue into this. You know what? If y'all want that skit to be played as like our preparation for the final dungeon or final boss, sure, why not? Let's do it.
Oh, by the way, Pan, are you gonna win this fight?
So it's true that Dawn and Bellius are friends.
Only one way to find out, right?
Only one way to find out.
Duce, who rules the
By the
Colosseum
face.
of Nordopolica.
Let's do this.
Nordopolica.
Yeah, so this cutscene is added in the PS3. I think this was like promoted a lot, or a bit too, like when it had the magazine article. It's like,
It was
oh,
definitely mentioned, yeah.
yeah, like oh, this is gonna happen. You're gonna do this fight.
What?
Get ready for it, but in the narrative it really don't matter. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
I always felt like it was such a shame that they didn't give the Dawn a Mystic card though. Like,
Oh!
can you imagine how badass it would have been that he finishes the fight with a Mystic card?
That would have been really cool, actually. Missed opportunity. I could have imagined him using like a better version of like Savage Wolf Fury, maybe, or
No,
maybe.
I was thinking more as a better version of Carol's in me. Because you know how Carol is all about the Dawn as inspiration.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense from a narrative standpoint. Yeah.
Man ain't giving you trouble, is he?
Obviously, he's not throwing toys at you.
Yeah. Actually, that's the thing. Like in this practice, I didn't get around to getting Carol's MA because half of the MAs of this cast you get from side quests, and it's like, huh. I can't go out of my way to get them. Sorry, this narrative is like this main quest is too beefy as is.
Actually, 1/3 is side quests. 1/3 is weapons and 1/3 is plot, I guess. Because Yuri and Raven get their kind of with the plot.
Yeah. Yuri and Raven definitely get through plot.
Quite the strapping young lad, aren't you?
Rita, Estelle, and Judy definitely weapons.
Yuri.
Yeah, and Flynn gets it through plot as well.
Yuri.
Flynn gets it through plot, yeah.
You must be
And
the leader here.
Rapid and Carol are side quests for sure.
Excuse
to
me,
remember.
Gramps. Anybody home?
I think Patty's just a weapon too.
Yeah.
There ain't been too many lively youngsters around here lately, so I've grown bored. I'll listen to you, but in exchange,
All right, I'll indulge you. I guess.
What a time for that old geezer's bad habit.
Yeah, all of Carol's well, most of the second
What are
Mystic
you
cards.
talking
No, well, not most, but yeah,
Whenever he finds
Yeah.
someone who
A lot of
shows
the second
little
Mystic cards
backbone,
are
he just
kinda-
has to test them.
they're
unfortunately-
definitely well hidden.
Yeah, even like my casual playthrough like a year ago, I did not run into any of those second Mystic cards at all, because it's like Eternia style where they keep it very hidden.
No.
They stay true to the name of Hidden Ogi.
Yeah, Hidden Ogi. Hi, Oogie. For short. Oh, I missed that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a throwback to when I watched those videos on Holy Star. Good times, good times.
That's the spirit. Show me what you got.
Alright, here we go.
Joking what you got, Pan. Come on.
I will. This is what I got. A magic lens. Okay.
That's a lot of HP. 60 years old.
60 years old. Yeah,
the level is experience, right?
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, we're doing decent damage.
Hey, maybe you can finish him today.
Yeah, maybe. So this will be the rest of the marathon. So the next 3 days, we're just gonna keep doing a Cerberus Strike loop, and yeah, we're gonna be moving on to Eternia after this. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh my goodness! Do you see that damage output right there? I mean, that was just a single art, folks. A single art. I never really experienced too much of the Don's arts though. Like, is there a showcase of his art somewhere? Probably somebody has a video of it somewhere.
Probably somebody may.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
He unfortunately doesn't get too combo heavy, but he can do some stuff.
nothing but but 2 hit arts. You want me to use arcane arts on the Dawn? Really? I did not care to entertain it that much. Sorry, guys. I wanna save Yuri's TP because he does not get healed after this.
Done. Sorry to interrupt.
You beat him in new game. So you can beat him. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, you can beat him.
Okay.
I see. All right, you dogs. Time to
I like to try it out on by myself one day. Maybe
Something's come up.
like what would be an appropriate difficulty to put it on at this point in the game, like normal or something?
You'll have my ear first chance I get.
Yeah, you can definitely do it on normal in a new game.
Yeah, new game plus or something.
You're not nervous at all.
On now, he definitely has way too much stats. you kind of need to use the Devil Arm for that one.
He's the Dawn. Come on, the leader of Altosk.
You either need a lot of levels or the Devil Arm, pretty much.
Guild, huh?
So, does the Dawn actually show up in Coliseum though,
We'll see.
or does he not?
So
I don't
what do
know.
you think? Y'all finally get a taste of how awesome I am?
In what?
In this game, Coliseum, the Dawn.
Oh no, because he's dead.
Right. So
Spoilers.
so you can only find him here. Okay, well that's unfortunate.
He does show up in the Labyrinth of Devils.
Oh, that beautiful
Yeah.
dungeon.
He's in one of those new rooms they put in between.
I'll tell you this, like, I never really do X dungeons in Tales of games. The only ones I've ever really done it were like the first 2 real games I played, like Symphonia and Abyss. I'm not a particular fan of X dungeons personally. I don't know what it is about them, but I can see the appeal for
they
people.
They have never been particularly good.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm kind of like intrigued about is like, well, it's just like you get to fight the super bosses in the X dungeons, which it's a nice incentive, but getting there it's always rough. In any case, let's head on back to Dawngrest. Thankfully not as ridiculous to go back to. Yes, I know the reference. Somebody brought it up, and now I can't get it out of my head. Like, somebody had to bring it up. Alright. See what we got here. I think I'm gonna switch. Wait, actually, the game will default me to Yuri later. We need to do some shopping? We might have to do a bit of shopping.
You do shopping the first time?
Earlier, before I left? Yeah, I did. I'm just gonna
Okay.
see if I can restock on some supplies. That's all.
I guess I kind of missed it.
Nah, that's okay. We are nearing the end of day 1, so I understand. Let's see here. I think we're doing okay here. Oh, did I forget to pick up the second armor in... Oh, no, wait. I don't think it's in this dungeon. I think it's actually... Oh, it's in the next dungeon. My bad. Alright, so we're okay to still not buy the extra armor for Yuri. Yeah, thank you, Eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was in Cave Mock and I missed, but no, we're still good. We're still good.
I think they put that armor in there specifically for what's coming after.
Nah. I'm glad we're getting all these fights all the way in day one. That's what I'm gonna say right now. That's pretty much like the particular air quotes difficulty spike of this game. like for the marathon that I'm worried about. I don't know if we're running into like the difficult ones for day 2, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, all right. Question time. bit.ly/TOMS3 giveaway if you want the rules. So make sure to follow the rules or follow the instructions on the Rafflecopter giveaway page. So, third question for the day. We got right up here. What art does Carol learn at Cave Mock? Thanks to Rita. Your timer starts now. Alright. We got our recipe. Speaking of which, the jingle of this game for the Wonder Chef is straight up from Eternia. So it's nice that they remixed it from there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you've come
And
back,
the
have you?
yeah, and the jingle comes back for Narakiri Dungeon Cross. So I'm glad they kind of kept that staple along for some of these titles.
You two know each other?
Yes, we're old friends.
That's another association if you want to attach Eternia 2 marathon games together. So
Oh boy.
expect to hear that factoid come up again the moment that we get a Wonder Chef in Eternia. Isn't this the last Yuri only versus a bunch of mobs? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it. And by the moment, it's so backwards, because like the moment that you finally get more tools for Yuri, it's like, oh, let's put him in some solo fights. It's like, you could have done this in the beginning. Or it's like, oh, now let's not do any more Moog fights. Once he actually has some more capabilities, like, oh, okay, thanks for earlier in the game. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
We have come to ask that the Union relinquish all ties with the Blood Alliance.
This is the point where good old Flynn gets a bad wake-up call.
If we can count on your assistance, I feel that together we should move to put an end to the Blood Alliance.
Barbos.
I think he's like,
He's been testing
yeah, we're gonna do
my
this thing together, right?
patience lately. Looks like it's time to
Oh, wait.
find out how a proper
Oh,
guild
Flynn.
behaves.
A clash between the guilds and the Empire was avoided the other day, largely due to your intervention.
Flynn is a goody two-shoes. Well, it's interesting because like, in the movie, he kind of was a little bit, but not as much. Probably because he was younger. Like now, it's more, well, he refined himself, basically.
The time for stopping Barbos is now.
Since we'll be cooperating with you, I assume we'll be on equal standing with the Empire in this.
Yes, sir.
Ah, very good point.
If that's the case, a united front with the Empire might not be such a bad idea.
Then,
Yeah, we'll deal with this together. Hey,
Put her there.
Send the
Let's put a
message to
handshake
Bellius.
agreement on this.
tell Bellius that no
Can you imagine the Dawn as like the sign of victory?
the sign of victory! Yeah! Yuri's like, man, he really is like me.
I have brought a letter from His Highness, Yoder.
And then Stell comes out of nowhere, he's like, yeah!
Yeah, all right.
A secret note from the
Wait, the
Imperial
Dawn?
candidate, huh?
He's gonna be the final character in Smash. I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, now he got the invitation.
Da, 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 da.
The Union's responsibility in the Barbos affair.
Oh, and there's the wool over his eyes. My horse
my-
stampedes in. Yeah, you all got your hashtags wrong. No Lloyd, no Yuri. We needed the Dawn in Smash. Let's go.
What? What is this?
Yeah, Flynn's hoodwinked. This is where he's like, what's going on here, man? Everything goes to crap.
There must
We
be
all
some
know what's
mistake.
happening.
Master Yoder would never say such a thing.
Sure,
You know what
I
this
guess
game
you're
could have
your own
used
private
as an
suite.
addition to the PS3 version?
Don
Yeah.
Whitehorse, please listen to me.
Kind of
This
how
is a trap.
Destiny had its Leon side. This game could have used a Flynn side for the whole conspiracy part of the plot.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Hang on.
You know what? For the marathon purposes, I think I would have liked that. Because it would have made the game a little bit.
You just do that? I call it a day.
Yes, Flint side, everybody, let's go. Call it a day. But no, I wouldn't. It wouldn't sit well in my conscience to do that. But that would have actually been really interesting to see Flint side.
Can you imagine in that side you have like a playable Sodia and
Ooh,
Applehead, whose name I forgot.
Witcher, but I hear ya. I still didn't
Witcher,
forget it. Yeah. That would actually be really cool, actually.
This is
But
bad.
it might have been too much in
And it looks like
Bamco's
he's
budget, because
forgotten all
at that
about
time they were
talking
also
with us.
doing like Graces and Versus and the Vesperia movie. So
Man, that was back in the day when they were making
I have
Tales
to
stuff,
return
like
to the
3
Empire
Tales
and
stuff per
find
year
out
or
what's
something.
really
Stuff
going
like
on.
that.
yeah, I remember those days. Good times back when Tales was getting a lot of dev time.
I
Like,
suppose you're right.
nowadays we're kind of quote unquote starved of main Tales stuff because, you know, it took 5 years for a rise, but back in the
Yeah.
day, oof, we were getting Tales stuff left and right.
Yeah, there's a reason why Tales of was really popular and whatnot. Did this man just say Tales of Versus? Oh yeah, I did. Let's not forget history here. Tales of Versus did happen, and it does exist. And if it weren't for that game, we would not have the joke from Ray's last year of Versus 2. I know they're still teasing it. They used the same thing for the freaking Guilty Gear trailer. They still have it. They have it somewhere.
I completely forgot Race did.
Yes, they did.
What's the matter?
I was trying to suppress it. God damn it, man.
I'll never forget. I appreciated the joke, but you know what, Rays, with their jokes, they do follow up on it, so I know Versus 2 will come someday. I know it will. I'm holding hope.
There's fighting him sitting on my desk. I remember when you streamed that, Lyra. Oh boy. That was something.
Alrighty, now to go see how Flint's holding up.
Bamco, during that era, they really wanted to say, oh, some other company's gonna do the game. Let's try it our own way. And I thought it was interesting. Like, I didn't mind it so much, but I know people who really don't like Versus, and I understand where they're coming from. But me, I thought, it's okay. It's not terrible from my perspective, but again, I understand what people were expecting versus what they got. Like that meme going around.
It was very jank. Let's just put it like that.
It didn't bother me too much. They were trying. Yeah, maybe they should have outsourced at the end of the day, but let them try.
So, you've come to have a laugh at me?
Oh, the Radiant Howl. Oh yeah, I remember when those Mystic Art videos were dropping. Oh, it was amusing. I thought it was amusing. I can't be mad at it.
Every now and then.
What the hell you think you were doing, coming here with a letter like that?
That was the red
Yeah, since when they start building up a little bit more about Yuri and Flynn's relations,
You don't
essentially.
screw up like that.
The dynamic, yeah.
Was it one
Yeah,
of your
there you
people?
go.
Even if it was, the
I know people who don't like the Yuri and Flynn dynamic, but for me, it's definitely one of my highlights, and I liked it as well in the movie.
Then Rago's gotta be behind it all.
But how do you
And the
know?
movie is definitely the prequel to the dynamic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
More so than a prequel to Vesperia.
Yeah. yeah, let's be real. Honestly, the Vesperia movie was the Yuri and Flynn dynamic
Do you know
prequel.
what they're trying to do?
I mean, it was cool seeing Rita and Raven there. They didn't do... Well, Rita actually was the reason how they were able to get through their conflict in the first place, so she did do something.
Bad. You think another one of those false letters?
I wonder how a Tales Musu game would go.
Yes.
Funny
Yes.
enough,
Fighting
that already happened.
Yeah, that's the other game that I was kind of referring to. You know, I never played a Musou game before. I've seen friends play it, but... So,
I will
I didn't...
say,
Mhm.
I will say, as
was
jank
wondering
as
how
Tales
long
of
it'd
Versus
take you
was,
to get
at least
rid
it
of
was
that
not
damn
Twin
lock.
Braves jank. Because that game was definitely...
You've got to stay here.
That game needed like a couple years in the open.
I didn't mind it either, but you've already heard what I said about Versus, so you know where I stand.
Yuri,
Yeah.
if I don't make it back, you'll have to die in my place.
I'll
Yeah,
never
like-
like this. I'm pretty sure you do, Lyra.
Yeah.
You have the hard CG version sitting on your desk too, so...
Oh, and you know where I stand with that game. Best version of Hearts. Best version of Hearts.
Taking your friend's place in the jail cell?
Uh,
You lost your mind, son.
yeah, I like this whole scene here because it shows just how much like they trust each other, basically. Yuri and Flynn. So it's cool that like Yuri was willing to take his bud's place because he knew that he was gonna pull through for him.
You mean Flynn?
The rats that plan these sort of stunts usually like to enjoy their handiwork from somewhere nearby.
Oh, I'll never
If you knew the
forget
letter was fake, why'd you fire everyone up
Lithia
like that?
in Hard CG. Never forget the forehead.
If I didn't make a good show of things,
Forehead.
behind all this wouldn't bother me.
God.
She just brightens up a room whenever she walks in.
Around here who'd never let me hear the end of it if I didn't raise hell.
Hearts had a lot of
That's where it
foreheads.
stands.
Because
Of course,
freaking
if our
Inez
friend
also
the
had
knight
quite a
doesn't show
forehead.
up again,
I guess
Your
so,
life is
huh?
mine.
You don't really notice it much because their bangs sort of
know.
cover it. But yeah, I can see it.
Tell me one thing, though. What made you want to start a guild in the first place?
I realized I couldn't protect the things that were.
Yeah, I do like how the
important
Dawn
by
here
the
reveals that
Empire's
he's not
rules.
he knows his bullshit too, but he
I think
still
some things that were easier to
basically
protect when you're on the other
keeps
side.
it up because he knows how they're playing him
Even in the
basically.
lower quarter where I'm from, we still had the barrier to protect us.
A lot of good
And I
things
have-
that they're
Sure.
Kinda has to play for
Just putting up with all
keeping
things I didn't like.
the status quo pretty much.
yeah.
Well,
Like this is where things start to get a little bit interesting now. Like they're starting to set up things for Act 2, and we're literally nearing the end of Act 1, transitioning into Act 2 right now. So things are gonna start to pick up narrative-wise.
Or you can turn your
And this is with me skipping skipping cutscenes, skipping encounters and timing myself through. Like we're only like 10 hours in. Add additional hours for that in the first playthrough. It does take its time, that's for sure.
you want me to do something besides
But when it goes, it
walking in the
goes.
cell?
And until Act 3 happens. But that's a different story. We'll get there when we get there.
Gotta be somewhere.
I don't mind Act 3 at the end of the day, but I know why people like. I used to not really like Act 3 as much, but if it had to have an Act 3, I felt Vesperia probably handled it better than other games that handled in Act 3.
What's your opinion of Abyss Act 3?
Well, it's been 7 years since I've touched Abyss, so I think my opinions might be the same as how it was 7 years ago.
Because I definitely dislike Abyss Act 3 more than Vesperia's, for sure.
I remember not liking it 7 years ago either.
That sounds like her.
I think a part of it might be because it was the
It
marathon.
didn't help that we had to go to that even more times.
Yep. Okay, to give some context, I really liked Abyss when I first played the game when it came out in 2006. But when you play for 3 days straight, you notice things. You get very
yeah. You also had to play it 3 days straight. That's probably what killed it for you.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much the nail on the coffin for me. I felt really bad for Abyss because it's not Abyss's fault.
I remember I was co-commentating that one too, and you were pretty optimistic about Abyss at the start, and then once you got to day 3, it was like all downhill from there.
Yeah, because like Act 2 was fine. I was okay with the game to Act 2, and then Act 3 happened, and then it's like I feel like I'm seeing Act 2 again. It's like, am I in day 2 again? Is this what's going on? I'm not saying Abyss is a bad game. Just don't play for 3 days straight. I think I mentioned this too in my recollection series. Don't play for 3 days straight. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Have you finished healing the injured yet?
Abyss is like the best game in the franchise if you remove everything about actually playing the game.
The Dawn told me.
I wouldn't go that far, but
This way of saying thanks.
there is definitely a lot
But Yuri, things have gotten really
of
bad.
just filler, I guess.
I need to revisit. I feel like I need to give the game one more revisit to sort of solidify my feelings. Because I can't. That's a little bit unfair to Abyss. Because Abyss did not make the game for the marathon stream. Sorry to say, none of
No,
these
of
games
course
were
not.
made for the marathon stream. So
None of these games are meant to be played in like
3
3
days.
Rita and Repeat are shadowing them
But
right
I'm
now.
doing it. we doing this way. Celebrate Tales of Arise, everybody. But yeah, it's
even
like.
if even if speedrunners will tell you otherwise.
Well, that's a whole different topic altogether. They're not watching the cutscenes. I was watching the cutscenes. If we were skipping cutscenes, I'd already be at like halfway through Act 2 at this point. But in any case, yeah, I feel like I need to give it one more revisit.
Yeah, we're almost on the Arise month. I mean, I will try to take my time with Arise, of course, but
Let's go inside.
who knows how long that game is gonna be.
But if Barbos is in
Oh,
there,
right, Arise Month is tomorrow, technically.
We
Yeah,
can't
that makes
just sit around
sense.
and watch either, huh?
Sorry, I had something else on my mind. Something I'm kind of doing right now at the moment.
But yeah,
Let me get
going back to Abyss, I'm gonna revisit it too, but
Oh, it's you again.
well, first of all, my PS2 copy
is it
is
okay
kind
to go
of
in
messed
here?
up. It kind of
No, it ain't okay.
crashes on the
But
tutorial
honestly, to make
against
sure
the dummy.
you youngsters don't screw
Oh, that's
things up.
weird.
So I need to get a new PS2 disc. Or, you know, Namco could release a remaster on another console, you know? So I can play it in HD.
It was supposed to be the 15th anniversary this year. Actually, no, it was the 15th anniversary last year because Japanese release was a year before
You have tried this
localization.
before.
Because I could emulate it,
I
but
can handle getting tricked a couple times.
I prefer playing on hardware. That's just me, though. Preference.
exactly, yeah.
What's with the grim face?
That
I
and for
get
some
it.
reason, Abyss
All right.
emulation has never been
Come
super
now,
accurate.
kids.
There is
Check
always
those
something
pearly
going on with
whites.
the
All right,
effects,
this way.
especially when you hit stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you have ever noticed like emulated Abyss videos, you can tell immediately because of the visual effects when you hit stuff.
Because I'm going to plan on doing that someday. I already backed up my PS2 disc, so I just have to look into properly setting it up. But yeah, I don't know. I saw some widescreen stuff, and it looked pretty cool. Question mark? Like, you can obviously tell it wasn't designed for it, but hey, it worked for what
Yeah.
they were given.
I mean, it's just a minor nitpick of mine.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Well, here's our second in stock. Buy second in stock. I think I need to buy ingredients. That's what I need to buy. Let's get some fruits here. We got enough to be a little bit more flexible with our fruit, which, when I played the demo, Kisara kept calling me out on, hey, I know what to do with the money. Stop calling me out on spending all my gold. That's how I play, okay?
It's
how I
my money,
play.
Kisara, okay?
It's our money. We decide together. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I get it. I got it. Thanks, Kisara. Okay. I think we're all good. How did I have people set up here? Actually, it don't really matter because we already know what's gonna happen after this next dungeon. I mean, well, technically it kind of does. You run into run encounter. You know what? Let's give Repeat some time to shine. I feel like we've been a little bit too mean to him recently. Maybe get rid of Estelle. Carol could play healer for a bit.
Oh boy.
I don't mind Carol as a healer. I think Carol's okay as a healer. Like, he does a fine job, but eventually Estelle does get better, but you're gonna have to learn to, deal with Carol healing for a bit.
No, I mean, Carol is okay as a healer. He's not okay at catching up with two people
Yeah.
to kill them.
Just the place the Don has
That's
for
his main
drinking
problem.
with important guests
Well,
and
I don't know. The thing is, because, like,
conversations.
Carol is mostly in the front lines, and usually the people who take the most damage are the
telling
front
us just to
liners,
stay
so
here and drink?
he really helps there. It's just for the back line when he has to go back and forth, that's where the
If
issue
your
comes
friend
in.
comes back with the real letter, things could
Oh,
be settled.
Exilia definitely had the best healing AI, hands down.
Hands
So
down,
good.
Exilia.
Elise?
Elise is just a monster.
So good. Honestly, it's unfortunate because Vesperia and Berseria, they scale healing based on your difficulty levels, so I could comment on their healing, but it doesn't really amount to
Easy now.
much.
Haste makes waste.
Yeah. Oh, it's been so long since I played Exilia, but I really miss Exilia healing AI so much.
There are sewer tunnels that sprawl in a labyrinth.
I mean, if I were to give a close second, maybe the R games just a little bit because their strategies are very customizable. But Elise,
Wait. Don't tell me
Leia.
this place is connected
I mean,
to those
Elise
sewer
particularly because she
tunnels.
has all those AoE heals. Leia AI is about the same level as Elise, it's just Elise has the better heals at the end of the day.
Use them to sneak right up behind those
Yeah,
guys.
and
Quickly sneak in and
the thing
catch
that I
them,
liked
huh?
about Leia is
Little
the
detour,
fact that she
but
can
it's
just
the best
spam
chance we
items
got.
with no cost, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the idea.
And you can actually
Aren't you
customize
glad
her
you
AI
trusted
to
me?
be really good at it too.
I won't
Yeah.
know that until it's all over.
I remember in the Exilia 2 arena running unknown mode where you kinda get one shot by everything. It's like one shot, no problem. Like it's like Rowan,
Oh,
revive, revive,
revive.
revive, revive, revive.
I'm sitting
It's
here
like,
as
well, what's the
good
point
as
of
you,
resurrection
old
at that
man.
point,
Come
right?
on, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, revive. Such a good spell. I think they introduced that in, I want to say Eternia ? I'm a little bit fuzzy on that. But I know Symphonia followed through with it if you kept Rain on
pitch
S-type.
black.
Which I don't think I've ever heard anybody do,
I'd
but
rather
she
not get
does know
lost in there and
revive.
never see the light of day again.
Remember how broken Jude
Yo,
was?
the
Yeah,
team is
Jude was
maestro.
pretty
Can
broken
you
in
do some
Exilia
fire
1. They
magic
kind of had
to
to
light
balance
this
him out a bit
place?
in the sequel.
He
Are you
unfortunately got hit by the
challenging me
ban
as a
hammer,
personal
not the ban
lamp?
hammer,
The
the
patch hammer.
the nerf, the nerf
The
hammer.
nerf, there you go, you
Isn't
got
there
it, you got it.
something you can do?
The nerf hammer in the second game.
No.
Yeah, Exilium 1 was
Magic is
interesting
only
because
used for
from a gameplay
combat.
perspective, oh boy, everybody was running around
to
with
have
things
continuous
they shouldn't be running around with.
illumination, air
But hey, it
would
reminded you of
constantly
Abyss a bit because
supplied.
everybody was
Like
broken in their own
Blastia.
right a bit.
Huh? Really?
You
It's
can
kind of
correct me if I'm
it's
wrong.
kind of
but
funny
yeah.
they nerfed
Counting
Jude
on that,
considering
were you, old man?
Ludger ended up being a thing.
Looker is in its own level. Man, that's the one thing I do look forward to when I play Exilia 2 again, because I love weapon swapping, and that was before I played DMC. And after I played DMC, I'm like, I need to play Looker again in Exilia 2 someday, because, oh man, he's so much fun. And I want a Tales game where you swap between two different playstyles for each character.
Still, I still don't get why they have never revisited Ludger's concept of like the weapon switching.
Right? Like, oh my
Like
god.
especially now that they have so much issues having art slots.
Do it, Rita.
Weapon
Yeah.
switching would have fixed that immediately.
I feel like it was something that had to do with Tales Studio dissolving. Like, that was the point when
Let's get
Tales
moving while we
Studio
still got light.
started to dissolve, and also when Zestiria and Vesperia came out afterwards.
Probably a lot of their ideas kind of got dissolved as well.
Yeah, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so this dungeon is exclusive to Definitive Edition, and I was like, huh, this is new. I like it. I see where I'm going now. This dungeon in particular had an intriguing gimmick.
They won't attack us,
I was okay with it. It's not
We
it's
shouldn't
not
have
harmful.
anything
It's
to
a
worry
decent
about.
gimmick. Compared to all the other dungeons in this, it's a decent gimmick.
the light.
We need to charge up some air before it goes out.
And we consider all the other options that we had in this game, especially a certain hollow area. I'd rather something like this, to be honest.
Leave it to me.
It kind of resembles a puzzle a bit, even though it is a maze style, basically.
They also use this place as a kind of lore dump for Avery as well.
Yeah, and I like that too, personally. Even though it does ultimately relate to Patty at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a lore dump for Avery without Patty being in the party, which is interesting.
Though she will get a chance to learn about it. It's just
Yeah.
Carol also learning one of the best arts for him when you play as him, Destructo Spiderweb, so they could go down to
Yeah.
your speed. And it has high range too. It's so good. I love Destructo Spiderweb so much.
If I can go at your pace, I will make you go at my pace.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Scary. I never
It's always funny
expected
to have
monsters for us to
use
grow
that art,
so
especially on the
fast.
speedy bosses like Tyson.
Oh yeah.
There's no way any monsters
Yeah.
And they go all slow.
It's like a Beautiful Joe using slow in MVC3. It's so good.
Yeah, pretty much.
If only it could keep like the staggering and launching from that too, but I'll take what I can get with this game.
There are indeed. Creatures that live in dark places such as caverns in the ocean floor sometimes have an aversion for light and work hard to
So there's our
avoid it.
lore reasoning behind why we need a Lux
Right.
Blastia.
So that's why they didn't attack.
If I
when it was
recall, the
light.
360 version, you just go, you skip this altogether. You just go to the other side. You still go through the shortcut, but
Yeah, you just they assume that you go through a dungeon really fast and you just get teleported.
yeah. So it's cool that they added this. Like, it's a nice addition.
So we just need to be careful to recharge the lamp before it runs out of juice.
Thank you, Rippy. I wouldn't have said it any other way, buddy. Alright. So yes, this dungeon can get very junction-y, like as you would a normal maze. You just have the fear of watching out for your light to drop out and be more susceptible to encounters. I mean, dungeon-wise, we didn't really run into too much that were a big issue. I mean, the only one that kind of constituted as a puzzle was like, oh, what's light, what's a spear, and what's in the sky? But other than that, not much really. It's just from a standard point A to point B sort of thing. So again, I do appreciate something like this. Reminds me of something from Fantasia. Okay, I think I'm gonna go north then west. I haven't been keeping track of my Aque Blastias actually. If you don't have the winged boots, things are even more tight with this dungeon particularly. But
oh yeah, the timings get pretty tight.
Yeah. Yeah, but you do get there eventually. It's just a little bit on the rougher side, essentially. I think Michelle might have been fighting a cold when recording the lines of the sewer. I can't really speak for her, so I mean, whatever it was, it is what it is. Like I said, she does get better near the end.
Yeah.
She really.
It might be just a quality recording thing too, because a lot of the new lines, you can tell that they were not recorded with the same quality as the old lines.
It could also be a direction thing too. Like, there's only so much that we can speculate.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about her work. She does well in this. Like, for what 10 years is a long time, is what I'm trying to say. And she's done a lot of roles since then too.
But now, the iron shackles
definitely a one-take kind of deal. Yeah, it feels sometimes.
It is because we have forgotten the oath of our ancestors.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far, but
for our own self-interests.
They spent less. I would say that they might have spent less time with the newly dubbed lines compared to how they were preparing it for 360. That's for sure.
We offer our swords for freedom.
Oh, imagine!
Our shields for friendship.
Imagine they were releasing this when the pandemic hit.
Ooh. Well, you know, a lot of
would have been harder.
Hey, isn't that the
I don't think so. The one thing about voice acting is that you can do it remotely from anywhere. Like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of professionals have their own studios.
It's like a slogan that
It's
the
not
Don
that
came
hard.
up with when he formed the union.
It's more like
They
hearing.
definitely have their own mics. That's for sure.
So we have to
Oh, yeah.
protect each other.
For sure.
In order to do that, we need to join forces and put our lives on the line for one another.
What's the oath?
Yeah, I do like this part where they talk about the oath here. Like, because, like, the union is kind of just, well, it's a thing.
Union is
It's like,
based on the
okay.
guilds that resisted
But,
when this
alright,
town was
let's actually
occupied by the
explore a little bit
Union.
more about the unions. Like, that's good. I like that.
Before that, guilds just did whatever they wanted. and only joined
But the
together
treatment
when
of
there was
this
a problem.
game's re-release, or, like, port,
Once things were resolved,
part of
they
me is a
Empire's
eensy bit
occupation,
jealous that they didn't
changed
give this
that.
treatment to Symphonia. Just an eensy bit, but I understand the circumstances of Symphonia. They ported it for the PS2. If it was ported to the PS3 instead of the PS2, like I'm talking about from GameCube to PS3 and not GameCube to PS2, maybe they could have done something like this too.
So that's when they made the oath.
But
Yeah.
I don't mean GameCube. Obviously, there's the PS3 port, but that PS3 port is the PS2 port. Are you all following along so far? I don't even know if I'm following along. But no, I hope you all know what I mean.
Yeah, I was a bit confused when you started that sentence.
So all right, so yeah.
But yeah.
So what I mean for those who may not have followed, like basically, like when they put it to the PS2, the GameCube are like it's like two like 2 gig discs or something, like two gig discs in like in the single initial release of GameCube, and then they ported that game on the PS2 disc, which is like about half the size. So you're gonna lose a lot into it while trying to put as much extra content as you can to justify the port. And they tried, I'll give them that effort, but if GameCube was ported to PS3 first, they probably would have done something like this. I would have loved for them to have explored more with the 4 Seraphim, but I think they do that more with the anime, which I guess would be my incentive to watch it, but I particularly am not interested in watching an anime that isn't English dub, but that's just my preference. And also if it's like a retelling of the game, which I've seen a lot of already. Playthrough already. Has Symphonia ever been modded for the volume balancing? I'll talk more about this later as I figure out how to figure this part out, because I have to pay attention a little bit, particularly because this maze can get a little bit confusing, but I really want my money. This, for example. I really want my money, okay? Money is important.
I can't really speak for Namco, but I definitely had to do some sound mixing to fix the volume of the voice lines when I recorded the Mystic Arts for the exhibition.
Yeah.
Because, oh boy, you can barely hear any of them.
I don't know what it is, but there's some kind of magic. I don't know what kind of like magic that this studio had around 2003 and 2008, because... Okay, let me elaborate a bit more after I figure this dungeon out, because I don't want to be like running back and forth like an idiot here. I want to make sure I get everything. Like, more money. Give me all that cash. Let me go back to 9, but...
Yeah, you know where all the money chests are.
Yes, I do. Money is important.
You did your research, I see.
Yes, I did. I want to make sure that I have everything, because I am not fighting encounters. I am not making money the normal way. Give me my cash. Alright.
Fantasia OVA reigns supreme. Yeah, I'm not much of a fan of the Symphonia OVA personally. I think the Fantasia one was probably better.
I'll say this, I'm also not a fan of Fantasia OVA. I'm gonna say that right now.
No, it's not perfect, that's for sure. No,
no it's not.
It does skip a lot.
I'd rather play the game than go through that OVA. Like, okay, at the time of its release, it was cool, because, like, hey, OVAs, the point of it is to, like, see your favorite moments animated. But watching it in, like, 2020 is when I watched it, I didn't see any reason for me to watch it. Like,
Are you more of an Eternia animation?
Oh, yeah. You know my perspective. I love the Eternia OVA. It's so stupid, but it's so good.
So stupid.
It's so good. And maybe stupid is a bit of a harsh term. There are some good things to happen to it if you wash away, like, the 90s anime tropes that it follows. Like, there are some things there, which I could see it definitely exploring if Eternia were to have a remake tenfold. I would love to see elements of it show up in the plot. That, and I'll talk more about that once we get to Eternia, that's for sure. Alright. Meanwhile...
I don't think the Abyss one is considered an OVA, right?
Oh, no, that's an anime series. Yeah, straight up series.
Yeah. Too many episodes for an OVA at that point.
Oh, yeah. Do I have Dragon Swarm, Crushing Eagle? Why do I have 2 Crushing Eagles? Let's fix that. Yeah, let's put in Concealed Wave. Concealed Wave, Wait, did I... Oh, I do have the Art Spear, right. I transferred it... No, I don't have the Art Spear. JK. No, I thought it was part of the useful bag of stuff, but it's not. I actually have to get it, and I think I remember how to get it.
That's the weird thing, is that they didn't include that. The way you get it, it's actually really easy to make. You just need to beat the Wandering Swordsman, the first one. Because he gives you his bone to make it.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. I just thought I was lucky every single time.
And it's funny, because if you ever want to start a New Game Plus with the Arts Ball, you pretty much have to go an entire playthrough without crafting the Arts Ball. Because you have to save that bone, pretty much. Because that's the only bone you will get in the game.
Sorry, I missed that. So you're saying that it's something we have to keep?
I mean, if you want to do a New Game Plus playthrough with the Arts Ball from the get-go, you have to save that bone for the next playthrough, pretty much.
A tavern in the eastern part of
Can't you
town
carry
used
over
by
key
Barbos
items,
as a
though?
hideout.
Oh, you can
Basically,
you?
it's the place you guys were trying to sneak into.
No.
Barbos
Yeah, it's
is somewhere around here?
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Looks like there's a second floor. Let's see what's up there.
Yeah, like, there's a lot in this, like, in this grade shop I expected more out of, but I guess grade shops weren't really as generous as they were back then.
When I did my Yuri solo back in the day, I wanted to start that with the Arts Ball, so yeah. I had to do that.
By the way, it's confirmed. Sakuraba is a part of this guild. He's a bad guy. He's a Blood Alliance.
He works with the pirates.
Ah,
Oh no.
it all makes sense now. For all you guys antagonizing Sakuraba, there's your fuel.
Oh, speaking of trailer, footage.
Ah, yes. I don't mind. Yeah, it's obvious, but hey, they need to market their game somehow.
The slightest idea what you're talking about.
And I'm okay with it. If it gives me scenes like that, I'm cool with it. Go ahead and flex. Go ahead and flex, Bamco.
Why should I have to report to you about something like that?
Zesteria's anime? I'll talk more about that once we get to Vesperia. we got 8 more days to go of this marathon. We got time. We got time.
I just gathered the cores together, like you.
I have conflicting opinions about that one, but yeah.
For the long and the short of it, I liked it for different reasons than you're expecting.
If you like shark jumping, then yes.
Does Patty's new dolphin count?
Oh god, I still can't believe they gave her that.
Ah, it's so good. I love it. That's such a staple for Maid too. It's perfect.
Her voice cracks too.
Oh, I didn't actually get the art yet, so it was cool to hear it.
You will leave now, magistrate.
Alright, so this is the reveal where we see that Rico and Barbos are working together. They're collaborating. These two are our main antagonists of Act 1, which we will be... Well, which was obvious earlier, but they... Wait, they did... No, I'm stupid. They revealed that they were working together earlier. My bad. I'm at like hour 11 right now, guys. I apologize for my memory not kicking in tenfold. But yeah, they are our main villains of this arc, and we are about to approach the end. Hopefully. I hope. Yeah, thank you, EDMG. Oh. That reminds me of like Eggman from SA2.
And what of it?
Yo, Estelle there with the objection point, by the way. That's like the second time she does it.
Oh yeah? What's your reasoning there?
A villain is someone who never considers losing a possibility. And that's why he thinks
I
the
like
way
that
he does.
perspective. That's a good quote.
If so, then that makes you quite a villain, Yuri.
Carol, though, time and place, man. Time and place.
Foreshadowing, Carol.
Time and place, Carol. Come on. We gotta get rid of this villain right now.
You've got a big mouth, brat.
Ah, yes. More of the Blood Alliance. I was gonna say Blood Wings. That's not even a thing. I don't even know where I got that.
I thought I told you before that
Oh, you know what needed a counter in this game? Besides the stones that Yuri throws?
Better for us to tear things
Is how many sheets he gets rid of. Could probably feed an entire army with those.
I'll make for 2 Tales game parties. Maybe 3. The weird thing is that, like, okay, I'm gonna probably sound a little bit stupid here, but Axis, do they have sheets too? I guess they have a cover, but I never thought of it actually being like a sheet.
I mean, I guess technically they are, yeah.
I suppose.
Rico, why would you?
All right, we got 2 minutes
So
left.
technically,
on the
the cheat
giveaway.
is just a cover, pretty much.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's just
We
a
got-
fancy
We'll
name
weaken
for
the
it.
Imperial Knights so that the Council can step in and control the Empire.
And he's going to use the Blood Alliance to
Yeah,
seize
so we're learning.
Barbos and rule
Here's a
the
motivation dump here, by the way. This is what Rigo is doing. This is what Barbos is doing.
The Knights
All right.
and the Union going down together. It's just as Flynn said.
So what if you know now? No matter what you do, you won't be able
I mean,
to
I
stop the
do
battle.
like how they fit their planning with the politics that they established early on. Like, it's simple, but it's a good way to sort of establish what's going to be happening later on, basically. This wasn't voiced? Could have fooled me. I thought this was voiced. Holy smokes.
Yes,
that
this,
in
no,
GE.
this was not voiced on 360. Can you believe that?
No, I don't. I thought it was voiced in 360. Holy smokes.
Stop!
I think it starts getting voiced around here.
Oh, here? There's a point where it stops?
Yeah, because the trailer had this part voiced at least. Remember?
It's been so long since I've seen the trailer.
But yeah, it was kind of weird because it starts non-voiced and then the second half gets voiced when Fleet arrives.
Oh, okay. Again, I was debating doing a 360 playthrough, but I didn't want to. I needed to get this game like down pat on PS5.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Because I would have loved to have seen the differences at the very least, but yeah. That's so weird that they kept the early half unvoiced.
No, hurt me.
Good delivery.
Yuri, they're aiming at
Yo,
Flynn.
they got weapons all over here. Oh yes, Carol learning from his older brother.
Nice
shot. That's one in a million.
Get out of here.
Whoa, what the heck went on the voices there?
Yuri, no, it's too dangerous.
Yuri going off on his own again?
I'll try and stop him.
Yeah, it's pretty much on brand at this point.
Ben, what's your opinion about chance for a big reverse?
I think it's okay. It fits. Why? Do people like overhype this song too much?
I overhype it. I
you
love
overhype
it.
I think it's okay. It fits the moods fine for the game and whatnot. Like it has to have like a triumphant theme like that.
I feel like this game doesn't use it enough. TBH.
Liv says otherwise. No, here's the thing. Like I think a song that isn't overused a lot at all is the Around the World song, like the one you hear at like the hill. Until you get to near the end of Act 2, they kept using it a lot for our MacGuffins.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Like I like that track too, but they really use it a lot in Act 3.
You know what's the truly overused track in this game though? The circus theme.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you hear it a lot in Act 1, but not in the later acts. Okay. Question is done, by the way.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, for those who want to know the name of the art is in fact Bug Breath. Made sure to get that right before you left Cave Mock. And those are the questions for today. I hope everybody was able to get their entries fine. I think currently, for those who have followed since the very beginning, first off, thank you very much. And secondly, you should have like 3 entries at this point. So you're getting close to you're a third of the way through to getting full entries.
No matter what happens, I've got to kiss that guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Shoutouts to Tales of Arise Collector's Edition. Amazing figurine that comes with it, by the way. And we also got the Vesperia Collector's Edition. We have... I actually didn't illustrate this out loud during the stream at all. Like, the giveaway late at night, I'm going to talk about this right here. It comes with Tales of Symphonia Collector's Edition, Tales of Vesperia Collector's Edition, Tales of Arise Collector's Edition, Tales of Exilia 1 Collector's Edition, and a Tales of Exilia Japanese PS3. So, you're going to get 5 prizes in this prize pack, and... you'll have more opportunities to answer questions as we keep going through the marathon here. So hopefully you got a maximum entry output, essentially, because I would love to give that prize pack to any of you guys who are watching.
Oh damn, you ended that right as the cutscene ended too.
Oh yeah.
Nice timing.
So now we got some pre-rendered cutscenes right over here. Straight up from 360 rendered graphics. They just brought it over. Like it still has like
CGI over here.
Like you could tell it's like 360 renders because like, or the 360 engine because of how they're all rendered. They're much more darker outlines and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's
the new Digimon season looks nice.
the new what?
The CGI kind of reminds me of Digimon for some reason.
Digimon? Huh. I've only watched it in like first season and second season and third, and that's it.
Yeah, later on they started using a lot of CGI.
Oh really? Okay.
Kind of like how Yu-Gi-Oh kind of started doing that too.
Oh really? Okay. Well, CGI is all the rage. I mean, Zesty to cross anime is one thing that showcases it a lot.
So that cyclone was his doing.
I think this looks much better than the CGI.
Here comes trouble.
Now, that's all ported and everything. Maybe that's a bit of an over-exaggeration. The CGI was okay.
And there goes another sheet.
Yeah. The counter might as well go up for every boss fight. Like, just count the boss fights, you're already at our counter. So I think we might be at 9 sheets right now.
Bastards.
Oh, that's good. That's card CGI TBH.
Thank you, Eclipse. You know exactly what to say.
A man of culture over here.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if only you could do that in battle, Yuri. Kill them all with 1 slash. Uh-huh. I see you. You're hiding. You're keeping that skill away from me somewhere. Somewhere in the game files.
We're just getting started.
It's getting started. Oh, jeez, that's an old song. Let me reel that back and stop. So. Yeah. Well, we got 3 banditos right here. It should be fine. I mean, we've had practice in the past.
It's just 3. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Multiplying it by 3 more. Almost 3 more.
They brought the triplets.
Oh my gosh, I'm tired of these fights. Who in Namco thought this was a good idea? Who? I can understand in late game, but not early game. Not early game. Oh my gosh. Thankfully we have Void Attack, which will help a little bit. Like, if I'm being honest, yes, Void Attack will help, but 8.
Oh, did you equip the new armor that you got on that dungeon?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Man, it would be nice to have crafted a Knuckle Duster right now too, would it?
Oh, they're still doing pretty decent damage. Yeah, don't get comboed.
Look at how powerful the 360 is. Yes, thank you. But can you use it at a more appropriate time than this? It's a little bit much, Bamco. A little bit much.
You know what? This is the preview for Tales of Twin Brave. Gotta fight the waves of enemies.
No, frame rate is too good. It can't be Twin Brave. It can't be Twin Brave. Have you seen the frame rate of those enemies?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, the game was oof.
I still liked it. That's just me, but yeah. I can nitpick it because I like it.
Still the only game with a playable shorts. Come on, Race. Make shorts playable already.
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh.
They already had her as a boss in a raid too.
Yeah, they did.
So,
they did.
So they already have like the model and everything.
Yeah. It's gotta happen someday. Alright. Hope you all are keeping count, because there's 8 of these. None is killed. None has died yet. There's 1. There's 1. Yeah, like, honestly, you really needed to pick up the battle sword. If you did not pick this up, it will make this fight even harder. I can tell you that from experience. Aye, Chihuahua, Bamco. Right, this one's running away. It's scared. It knows it's cornered. You can see the arrow above his head. Here we go. I see you all. Oh, I remapped Crushing Eagle to down, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. Stay away from me. Oh, too early. Okay, let's try this again. See them all coming close. Thank you for the strategy for the Crushing Eagle again, Omega. I haven't really used it properly yet, but it did help me, that's for sure.
I am not a fan of the art personally, but you know, when an art gives you AoE on these situations, might as well use it.
Use it. All caps, use it. Okay. Alright, 6 to go, everybody. I'm taking bets. Like, how long will this fight take? We're currently 2 minutes in right now, I think. Close to 2 minutes.
You can probably get away with an over-limit.
Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
And then some destruction, maybe. I don't know where you have it mapped.
I didn't map it after I put Shining Fang. You know what? Maybe I'm a little bit too hard on this fight. Maybe it does give you the tools to go through it, unlike other scenarios. Am I being too kind? Maybe I am. We'll see.
Actually, funny enough, this is one aspect that I do kind of like, is that you know how Yuri can equip axes as well?
Yeah.
Destruction Field with axes actually has better AoE than with swords.
Oh, right, I forgot there's different properties. I don't know, with axes, it's just that they're a little bit too slow for me.
Yeah, that's the main issue with the axes.
Yeah, like,
They're slower in general.
yeah, like, it's cool that it gives, like, arts different properties and all that, but I'm not sacrificing my speed for that, because if Yuri's by himself and he's slower, I can't have him slow.
Yeah, it makes it easier to get interrupted, pretty much.
Yeah. Speedrun PTSD, I'm very sorry. It had to be done. I can't skip this. And neither could you. Okay, 2 more left. This is going much better than expected thanks to the Crushing Eagle strat. Rise Attack is certainly helping here too. We're gonna take that off after this though, because I'm only keeping it on for this fight.
No one likes axes.
Or there's this game where it's like, oh wow, Yuri's so cool with like swords and axes. Which one is better? Swords. If you say axes. Swords.
It also helps that his weapon is also a sword.
Yes, the game's even telling you that too.
But I mean, axes. Some of the axe properties and arts are kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like those extra hits on Tiger Blade and Cerberus Strike.
You know what? I forgot he learns Tiger Blade in this game.
Where you do like a mini shockwave at the end.
Ah, nice.
We've got a nice painful death.
They should put Yuri in Smash and make him use axes. Well, I guess that's up to you, I suppose. No, I think that'd be a gimmick. Like, I could hear Sakurai saying, Yuri is the character who could switch his playstyles. When he plays with the sword style, he has more hits, but they're not as strong as his axe style.
What's the deal?
There are like 2 axes I like, but that's only because of the way it looks. I still hate the actions. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
I've got to get out of here.
Save this old man.
It's
Let him
always
free.
something with you, isn't it, old man?
It's always something with you, old man. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson?
Going to the bathroom? Yeah, right. I've heard that story twice yesterday.
Hey!
So when do we get that skill when we have that costume on? Like,
you hit him with the void attack.
yeah.
That's enough.
I think it even makes the same sound effect too.
Yeah,
or
it
no,
does,
it made the sound effect when Iron Stance gets broken, pretty much, yeah.
Oh, it sounded like Void Attack, but I guess both work. They're so similar.
A woman? And she's Christian?
Ah, yes. Here's the character that I think when she was first revealed, everybody's like, Sheena? I think it was like the last character revealed too, like on the website. It went like Yuri, Estelle, Flynn, Repeat, Carol, Rita, Raven, and Judith.
Yes, my friend.
Yeah, I think Judith was definitely the last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean that monster?
Like, I think that website was updated like once every week, 2 weeks if I'm being more flexible. But yeah, it was cool keeping up with it and reading, checking up on everybody's bios basically. Hylian Sheena, yeah, I can see that.
Not a big deal if you don't feel like talking about it.
I'm afraid it's not as impressive as you might think. I'm destroying them because I want to.
You're right. I'm
fair
not all
enough.
that impressed. So that's why you messed up Barbos' Blastia.
Hey, at least he's honest.
Yes, but I didn't finish.
Yeah,
it
Sheena
down.
did get the Judith costume in Chronicles, if I recall.
And can
It
you
did
just let
fit her
this one
pretty
go?
well.
Yeah. Which is interesting, because, like, how they did the costumes in Chronicles, they just took, like, a base costume from another title, and they basically just redesigned it to look like it, even though it still keeps the properties of the previous costume. Like, Zello still has the hair that he would have in his groomsman costume, but he just transfers over for Alvin, for example.
Hey,
It's the
why don't
little
we work
things.
together a little
I
longer?
started off with Symphonia. That's why I notice these things, okay?
It's true. I wasn't able to finish off the Blastia on the roof.
Okay then.
So what do we do?
There is
We're
one way I was
gonna-
thinking we could get out of here.
Well, actually, what they do here is pretty funny.
Well, if you
Pretty
think
amazing.
it might work, what's the harm in trying it out? I always say those
What's
who
the
can
harm?
should.
maybe a broken cheek.
Yeah, a broken jaw, something along those lines. Risking a little bit here.
Don't worry. It's a little nerve-wracking working with a pretty lady.
Judith VA voices Sheena and Dawn. Yeah, I think that's what it was confirmed. I feel like it might have been somebody else, but sounded very similar to Judith.
Oh, that is
But
it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually ended up.
Yo,
being
look
her.
at how far she sent him to.
Right.
That was quite the punch.
Yeah, and I don't think Judith really got punched there. She backstepped at that point.
I said that's enough.
And there's the clown music again, everybody.
So I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson.
Again, when I first played this, I didn't really associate it with clown music. I don't know why. It's here. I could hear it right here now. Ever since people kept bringing it up to me.
Ta-da!
All right,
You're free.
we're in a new dungeon, and we now have somebody else to join us right over here. And yeah, I said her name earlier. I get it, but let's talk about that after she owes him one more. There.
Guess I overdid it back there.
There. That makes us even.
Kaufman's the voice of Sheena and Dawn. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Wasn't
Yuri Lowell.
I can't remember who it was, but anywho.
Judith.
Yes, now we have Judith in our team, and we're going to be playing as her for this dungeon. She has a lot of fun
Fine by me.
aerials, basically.
All right. On to the next objective.
Next? Well, we could check out the Blastia on
Be
the roof.
perfect, considering how,
All we
like,
have to do
we
is
have
go
a new
up.
character in this dungeon. We're ready to go.
Won't your friends be waiting
Judith
for you?
is a very interesting case in this game when it comes to the
Well, we can
gameplay.
take care of the Blastia first.
Oh.
Up we go then.
Because
And how
her
exactly
AI
do we
is
go
super
up?
selfish.
This is
Because
hell.
her
Really?
AI is programmed to send stuff to the
Yeah,
air,
just go wander off.
but she's really the only character that can deal with
Princess.
stuff in the air really well anyway.
A princess?
Yeah. You know what? I guess you're right. I never really noticed that,
Never
though.
mind.
I guess,
gotta
like,
be a way
she
up
does
around
it on
here
her own
somewhere.
that it never
Let's see
really
what we can
bothered me too
find.
much at the end of the day.
Yeah, Judith is also the biggest victim of how the skill system works in this game for sure. Like she does not get she needs jump cancel really badly, and she does not get that until near the end of
Looks like
Act
we
2,
can't go any higher,
Yeah.
and we can't go outside
which makes
either.
her really clunky to use
What's the matter?
My spear is gone.
until then anyway.
Yeah.
Things might be difficult
your
without a
spear?
weapon.
Your
Oh.
spear is gone, huh?
Your spear is gone. Gee, I wonder if that's gonna take an entire
Is the sorcerer's
side
ring
quest through the
broken?
entire game to do it.
Did the air hear this?
Yeah, I keep hearing stories about her spear, but I
You're
never
more
done it
fashion conscious
myself.
than I
I've
thought.
heard the stories.
Can you believe that
Mostly-
back on the
This isn't
Can you believe that back on the 360 that side quest could actually bug in the middle of it
like
too?
this, and
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they actually fixed it on the PS3.
Good
you
thing
actually-
they fixed it.
You actually can miss it if you do all the triggers anyway. But
Yeah.
I'll bet you could move
Um,
levers with that too.
but yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking if it happened on the 360.
you think it's okay?
Ah,
If I blow up
man.
or something.
If it
like-
happens, it happens.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the
Let's
flags
go
that
that
would have to go
over
off for,
there.
like, cause like I read it once and I'm like, is this for
If
real?
something this tiny exploded, I guess it wouldn't be too dangerous.
Oh my goodness. All right, so how many of you all did do Judith's spear then, like in the chat? I'm curious about that. As we get our Sorcerer's Ring level 2 and hear Judith lamenting about said spear.
Okay, this is my weapon.
All right. Yuri got his
Find
weapons
yours?
back. I got the spear, used the
Someone
walkthrough.
might have just took it.
Yeah, I think a lot of I think everybody did use a walkthrough. I want to meet the person who hasn't used a
Why don't you just pick one
walkthrough
here?
to get her spear. Like, shout out to that
Right.
person, wherever you are in the world.
Was that something special for you?
Yes, it was. Well, this should do for a while.
We are getting a little bit to the late hours here. I feel like we're still a little bit
Are
behind.
you fine with that?
Can you all believe it? We're wrapping up Act 1, yet we're still a little bit behind. But actually, I did say I was going to give myself an extra 30 minutes today.
I'll try looking for it too.
I mean, when is supposed to
Thank
end
you.
today?
I mean, we're going to wrap up the boss, which will wrap up Act 1 in terms of the gameplay perspective, but cutscenes-wise, oh, we've still got a lot more. to
Oh
go.
yeah, I guess Act 1 does have a lot of cutscenes after.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It has to get Act 2 going.
Exactly. And Act 2 is where this game really does pick up. So, again, I apologize if I'm not commenting too much about the narrative. I try to, but again, this act is pretty much all setting up the characters, as I've said several times throughout the day. I do find some little things interesting, and I do comment on the characters and their interesting personality quirks, but we're going to see them shine a bit more with their arcs as we get to the second act. Yeah, Cliff's hit the hammer on the head. There's a lot of exposition, which is understandable. Like, I'm only talking from narrative. I'm talking from like going to the marathon pace, and I'm really sensitive about the time this time around for this game because again, this game is really long, especially with the added definitive edition content. But like, it's still good from a narrative perspective. Let it transition. Let it breathe. Don't mind my comments too much. If you minded my comments too much about like marathon pace, especially for how I've been commenting on Abyss, Abyss is a good game. Trust me, Abyss is a good game. But I just have sour feelings from years back that I haven't revisited. That's all. Don't take that a little bit too harshly or personally. Is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. I think I got it.
You definitely need to take your time, pretty much.
Yes. Please take your time with these games, basically. I'm gonna say this. I'm only gonna have this issue with Vesperia. I'm not gonna have it with Eternia and definitely Vesperia. Both those games are much shorter than this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Although Eternia does have a lot of content, from what I have heard.
It does? What did you hear about it then, out of curiosity?
Like, more so on the side content kind of stuff.
Ooh, even with side content, it's a little bit on the short end of things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I actually was able to fit in some side content for the marathon.
Oh,
What's this?
damn.
That's how much I was like short on time, because like when I looked at it, I'm like, holy smokes, I did this really quickly.
Difficulty are you playing Eternia on, by the way?
We're gonna be playing on hard.
Oh boy.
Oh
It's gonna get
boy.
really hard to-
Yeah, you all saw the break video earlier when we saw Eternia. That was played on hard. That's why Farah was knocked out in the beginning. It's gonna be fun though. I do like playing Eternia. It's a little fun.
I definitely need to play that game at one point because it feels bad that that's the only main Tales game I haven't played myself. I have seen all my friends play it, but I have not played it myself. So it always feels bad.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, I'm pretty sure you heard a lot of recommendations already, so I don't know if me adding on to that was going to convince you. I already know you want to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play it eventually. I just need to find the time.
Yeah.
If I'm playing more than just Tales, it's kind of hard, you know, since there is always something that kind of gives my interest.
Yeah. It's even harder.
It's hard to revisit all games because of that.
Yeah. I think I remember, like, when you tried to revisit Destiny 2 a while back, like, that was even hard for you to find the time, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. It only really worked because Destiny 2 is not a very long game, too, so...
Yeah. I would say Destiny 2 is on the same level of length as it is Eternia. I think Destiny 2 is a little bit longer, so... Yeah, if you're worried about length, then Eternia should be fine, but granted, I'm also speaking from a marathon prep perspective, but even from a casual playthrough, it can get pretty short. Like, it could be around, like, maybe 24, 25 hours, kind of like Destiny PSX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, if you find the time, of course.
I guess it's true what they say then, that Symphonia was really the first really long Tales game.
Yes. Yes, it was. Symphonia. But hey,
Final Fantasy is not very long, and yeah, the other three, I guess they're not that long.
Yeah. It's mostly just...
It's always hard to imagine that Symphonia was the fifth game.
Right?
It never feels like it because it's so different compared to the other four.
Yeah.
In terms of like its aesthetics, anyway. Gameplay-wise, it's pretty similar, of course.
Of course. I still remember, I was looking back at interviews and all that. I think the big thing that they were pushing is like, oh, this is Tales of going into 3D. Do you remember? Because that was the big thing about a lot of franchises back in the day. like game franchise going into 3D. Now it's Tales of turn. How are they gonna jump into 3D? It was an interesting time.
I mean, I guess it kind of jumped. It jumped with the graphics, but not so much the battle system. Because Symphonia was still pretty much a 2D battle system.
Yeah, basically.
They just had a 3D feel for show, I guess.
Yeah.
The enemies could free run.
Yep. Link and I free run. You're not doing that in this game. They wait until... Well, wasn't there an interview where it's like... Didn't they clarify they wanted to add free run into Symphonia, but then they just didn't have the time? I think that was...
Yeah. I think it was part of the plan to actually implement it.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds very familiar, because I think that was in the recent YouTube... Tales of YouTube channel video. Did I get everything I needed here? I think I did. Gas for us. Letter code. Okay, yeah, I got everything. With all those hours of Cramo Ball, I'll show off Cramo Ball maybe once, but I'm not doing any more of that. I mean, it's fun. Honestly, you do it for the title, but titles in Eternia, just like Vesperia, they don't do anything. So, hey, if you want to make more associations, there you go. But Berseria, definitely don't follow that.
You guys have things under control.
Netplay Cramo Ball, I'd be down for that. Yo, if they brought back With and Raze, I would like to see Cramo Ball come back too.
Oh man.
Were you hurt?
Cramo Ball.
Man, I kind of wish Raze's netplay was a bit better for a lot of its minigames, because the Wiz was pretty fun to play with friends. When it came out. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get matches in Raze anymore.
Yeah. I think I remember playing it maybe like once or twice when it came out, but unfortunately I didn't have too much time to go through with it after.
I, for one, was worried sick.
Titles are your trophies. Yeah, no, I understand the mentality to Eternia's titles. They're basically your trophies. But even for me, like, I'm not too much of a trophy hunter personally, but I can see the appeal to it, that's for sure.
Barbos make a fool out of him, but I'm the one he sends to do his dirty work.
But back in the day, that used to be what titles were all about until they realized, well, we gotta evolve somehow.
We're gonna make them do something.
Basically. And I think that started with, I want to say Destiny 2 started off with that,
Destiny
if I remember.
2, definitely, the titles were pretty big in that game, yeah.
Yeah.
The bonuses per level were pretty significant.
This lovely Kritian bee.
And then there was Symphonia that expanded on that a bit more,
Laying it
basically.
on a little thick there, old man.
Yeah.
This is Judith. And we were
And then they kind of went back to not doing anything in Abyss.
Well, I mean, at least they give costumes. Like, that's the one thing.
Well, yeah. But
But we all call
did
her
they...
Rita Mordio.
I don't remember if titles did anything in Revered and Legendia.
Are you talking about Legendia? Yes, they did titles. They did have buffs to the titles. They're like plus 30 HP or plus 3 attack. It's very
yeah,
minuscule,
they were like actual stats bonuses. Yeah.
That didn't quite have the zing.
And were you thinking about Rebirth? Jeez, it's
I think
been
that'll do for now.
2 years.
It's been ages since Revered for me, so I don't remember.
What an
Yeah.
interesting bunch of people.
I want to say no.
I think she likes me.
Because I think a lot of it was based on your equipment enhancements in that game.
Judith, what were you doing in a place like this?
The
Which is
equipment enhancement was definitely
I came
more
to have a
important.
look at the
Yeah, which is
place
interesting because like Rebirth predates all these other games
All the
that
way
focus
out
on
here?
equipment
Why?
enhancements. Like it predates Vesperia when they started
Well-
using it.
I mean,
She was
technically,
captured while she was on a
Destiny
sort
2
of
also started
research
that.
trip.
Did it? I
It
guess I
had a
forgot.
pretty
Did you
in-depth
like your research?
synthesizer. In fact, Grace's
Were you able
literally
to locate your
copied it
Aque
pretty much.
Blastia?
they made it disgustingly
Nope, not this
simple in
time
Grace's,
either.
but in Destiny 2 it was pretty complex.
I wonder if it's somewhere here in
Oh,
this
I was more so
tower.
thinking like the enhancer was like +1 or +2, like nothing crazy.
Oh,
like how,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I meant like more like you can actually infuse like effects and stuff.
Are you all right?
Well, I guess I won't be playing as
Flame?
Judith this dungeon.
What's a lieutenant doing here all alone?
Oh, yeah, you can probably use Jet Flint, right?
No, that was the plan from the
short on
start.
men?
Honestly, I remember my reaction when I was like, when I played through this a year ago, I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna play as Judas because I'm rotating through party members, and then I see Flynn, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try Flynn. And I gotta say, when I replayed this a year ago, I wasn't particularly looking into... I just finished Fantasia. So when I played as Flynn, I'm like, I just played Fantasia. I don't know what to feel about this right now. Yeah, basically, I was a little bit let down, to be honest. But you know what? Flynn does eventually get better. I know that. But my first impression was like, oh.
Okay. It's kind of funny because people always say that Flynn is just a copy of Guy, but
no, he's more of a copy.
The OGs know that Flynn is just Chris.
If he was a copy of Guy, he'd be much faster.
With a knight armor.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, no, Chris has knight armor too. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, knight armor, but you know what I mean.
Very well.
Less of a knight armor.
Less of a knight armor, I guess. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Everything settled?
No, I know that Flynn eventually does get better. I've looked into the spell cancels, and I know he does particularly become a more interesting character with the options that are added to his arts. So that's why it's like, oh, if Crest was made in a modern game, I get it. But first impressions was like, oh no, I'm playing Crest again. Oh, I'm playing a modern game with Crest. Okay.
Repeat, come on.
Impressions changed, of course.
Guess you too, old man. You guess? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, it means exactly what you think, Raven.
Aren't you a little old for hide and seek? What's wrong with poking your
head
Flynn's
cameo costume is Crest, huh? Interesting.
These kids
he gets a distortion blade from it too.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I've seen those arts, but I was wondering how you unlock those. Okay. I never got around to getting
Vesperia introduced such a nice concept with the cameo costumes, and they never used it ever again. I'm so sad. Like, wouldn't it be neat if every time they do cameo costumes in these games, you would actually learn an art from that character?
Alright, well, I got a technicality for you, because I don't know if you're not going to like this, but...
Wait, what happened?
No, technically, Vesperia, we got a cameo costume, but not from another game, but from another business altogether. You want a Center for Survey?
7-Eleven?
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
Oh, God.
They did bring it back for you, just for you, when they thought about 7-Eleven.
Cesti doesn't count, okay? Cesti doesn't count.
Oh, come on. That's gotta count. It's too bad it didn't come over in North America. Because we have 7-Elevens everywhere here. Come on. Or localizations. Well, okay. Anywho.
They also did a very dangerous precedent of making MAs pre-order. I don't know if you remember that it was Mikleo, Layla,
oh yeah, that's right.
And Alicia. They had these pre-order Mystic Arts.
Yeah, you know what? I keep forgetting about that because I always pre-order my Tales games. I forget that those arts are like pre-order.
And it feels like they wanted to sell them, but they probably knew people were gonna get pissed if that was the case.
Yeah. They should, honestly, they should just, well, maybe they'll make a Vesperia, Vesperia Definitive Edition or something, combo pack. I don't know. Anywho.
And then how people got pretty pissed that they were gonna sell the Alicia DLC until they made it free.
They made it free for a month, but then it's back to being paid for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Overcast. I don't need Overcast. Let's just stick with Combo Magic. Reveille Belt didn't really give too much, to be honest. Even if you keep it equipped, she's going to keep using Rise Attack, which I don't want to do personally.
Oh, yeah, Rise Attack is awful unreaded.
Yeah.
Just wasted all her TP.
My favorite costume for Soraya is the color scheme that makes me... Yeah, you know what? That costume was pretty sick. The red and black color scheme. I like that on Soraya.
Yeah. They actually brought that back in Crestoria recently.
They did. Yes, they did. That was pretty cool, too. Alright, so... Here's your next puzzle, everybody. Let's hit the gears in order in between cutscenes. And as they tell us how to do the puzzle.
Let's hit the Gears War.
I only played that game once and then played it again. For like an hour, I'm like, oh, it's cover-based combat. I got it.
Just cover-based combat, yeah.
Yeah. Can't
I'm
believe
not
the
much of a I'm not much of a shooter guy myself either, but if there is one shooter that I did enjoy, it was I don't know if you have ever heard of Vanquish
Oh,
from
do you
Platinum
know
Games.
someone who also
Oh, that
uses
sounds
Vesperia?
familiar, but feel free to fill me in.
Well, not
That
quite.
game is
It just
it's
reminds
like
me
a
of some
stylish
jerk.
shooter kinda.
Are you talking
So
about that dragon rider?
it's pretty fun because it makes you want to do flashy stuff
Ooh.
Yeah.
instead of just the usual cover shooting stuff that
Hey,
literally every game does.
something you need to tell me.
So would you say it's kind of like Super Hot? Have you heard of that game before?
Me?
Yes, I have heard of it. Yes,
Or would it be a bit
Yes.
more
So
stylish?
where is the
Style.
but
dragon?
it's more
We got
it's more stylish
separated
because
up
it's
on the roof. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
Super
he
Hot
wasn't
is
too
like
badly
what,
hurt.
like first person?
Yeah, it's first person.
Because I can't
Yeah.
very well beat him
Yeah,
up if
this
he's
was more on
already
the third person,
injured.
so you can do more
Oh, okay.
stuff like flips and kicks and stuff like that,
Whoa, whoa.
I see,
That's
I
the
see.
whole reason you came
and slow
here?
motion and stuff too. Well, I mean, I guess Super Hot
No!
does.
I also can't forgive this
Yeah, it
Barbos
does
guy
some
for what he
things.
did. Abusing Blastia like that. Has he no shame?
That's no reason to bring the princess along with you to
Oh,
a dangerous place
we can
like
read that
this.
talking about the dragon freak here.
Yeah, Dragon
Why did
Freak
you
right here.
stop her?
My apologies. We must have missed each other in Domgrest.
Was this a cutscene where they flip-flop between voice
So that's why
actors?
She panicked and chased after you?
It's not Rita or Flynn's
Or was this
fault.
not voiced at all in
Yeah,
360?
no, yeah, I think it is because I'm pretty sure this was on 360. It's just that didn't have Flynn and
Besides,
Yeah.
I can't watch
So-
bad people doing harm to others and simply let it happen. I agree.
I don't remember if it
Very
was
well
fully
said.
voiced though back then.
Your
Fair
Highness. Captain Carroll, don't let me down. I'm counting on
Also,
your
since you're gonna
skills.
play as Flynn,
Yes, of course.
Uh,
Come on, let's go take that.
I don't know if
giant
you have ever
swindle.
noticed, but Flynn kind of likes his boats in this game.
Sorry, but
I know.
background to yourself.
Okay,
I know.
I think Eclipse is the other one that knows too.
Sure, I understand.
I don't think we'll be running into basic encounters though, so I don't think we're gonna hear it.
Oh
Unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. You're probably just gonna skip all of them.
Yeah, but I know. I know what you're talking about. Okay, what was the party that I used for the next boss fight? I think it was... Yeah, I kept it like this because I wanted to keep at least Judith to get some kind of action. Because we just got her too, by the way. Okay, by the way, regarding this playthrough, when it comes to Flynn and his skills, I try to keep track of his skills as much as possible, but it's really just a crapshoot at the end of the day. I mean, he comes in depending on your level, and I'm not particularly interested in doing like a playthrough without skill inheritance. So I try to keep track of other playthroughs. Like, I try to cross-reference other playthroughs as much as I can that did normal casuals, but I'm going to do the best that I can to re-emulate that. So I think Flynn only comes with strength and magic, and defend too. Like, this was the biggest issue for me preparing for this, because Flynn does not come pre-equipped with the skills that he would have whenever he would join in each time.
Oh,
But yeah. But I did the best that I could to re-emulate it. I hope you all understand, basically. Alright. This treasure chest, I think, is useful. This golem is in the way.
Oh, he didn't say boat.
Yeah, he didn't.
Damn it, Flynn.
Okay, I need you to learn something, Flynn. No. Judith shouldn't have the ideas right now. Give it to Flynn. Okay, what I do need to do is, set that off first, and then we're gonna use a dark bottle. It is getting a little bit late. I think people who have joined us at the very beginning are starting to roll out a little bit, so I understand completely. But again, I thank you all for joining in for the stream up to this point. We are wrapping out day 1 as best as we can, and I hope we can finish up Act 1. I'm pretty sure we will. It's just honestly a lot of back and forth and figuring out all these equips and whatnot. And we're going to get into the meat of the story, especially once we get into, I was going to say Season 2, but it might as well be a Season 2 of Tales of Vesperia right here. Act 2 is where the plot really starts to shine. Alright, gotta fix Raven's equips here. Hunter's Fang? Yeah, of course we will. Speed up? Yeah. Even though, like, in normal playthroughs, if I didn't have the 1 SP thing, I wouldn't put it on. Because I think all it does is just, like, increases your speed and over limit, if I recall correctly. Yeah, speed of normal attacks, which is okay, but...
Yeah, Rapid has this. I mean, usually when you hear about increased speed of attacks or attack speed increase, you think it's a good thing, but for Rapid, it sometimes goes to the extreme where sometimes it's too fast.
Yeah,
so you end up like having problems doing like actual over limit combos with him because of that.
Ah, I see.
Because he ends his starts before you even input the next one.
Ooh, Blue Dragon. That's very useful for Yuri. Here we go. We now...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that has a combination, isn't it?
Yes, it does. And combo plus. We're good.
That's the speedrun skill right there.
I always like joke with a friend of mine who's like super into speedruns. Like, yeah, my runs are just cutscene %.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But even if this was speedrun based, I don't think I'm at a good pace at all still. If I were to take it seriously, I don't think I ever will. I'm just doing this for fun at the end of the day. But I'm not saying speedruns are bad. It's more like I don't think I have the skill output to match up to that. Unless they were puzzle games, but that's a different story altogether. Different genre. Alright.
I mean, speedruns at the end of the day, more than skill, is just muscle memory. Could you
That
end up
too.
just getting good at it by just doing it over and over?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. My notes.
That's why sometimes when speedrunners do games that they don't play often, they do pretty bad.
Yeah. I don't wanna... It's kinda... I don't know, because like there was a point where it's like people were talking about a Super Mario 64 speedrun. It's like there are still people out there like, oh, it's not an actual playthrough of the game or something. It's like, yeah, because there's speedruns. Like, oh, you're abusing glitches or something. Actually play the game. I mean, that's why categories exist, guys. It's just unfortunate that that stigma still exists for speedruns in general, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, people don't realize sometimes that using those glitches and bugs are actually pretty hard to do.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm always fascinated when they do these glitch demonstrations of Ocarina of Time, but then you try to do them yourself and it's like the hardest thing ever.
Yeah, it's a whole different story once you pick up the controller.
It looks like this floor is set up the
Like,
same way as the one below.
I remember the hardest part was like,
So that
I think
means
somebody,
we've got
like,
some gears to move.
some friends of mine were trying to teach me how to do like the long jump
What do you think
skip
they're protecting with all these different layers of
for
devices?
the endless stairs, and I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah.
It's just their pride as
Like,
a
it's
hero.
simple when you finally learn it, but then like picking it up, it's like you really got to change your mindset.
There's
Alright.
obviously glitches that are easy to do. Like, Symphonia actually has a couple of glitches that are pretty nice for skipping certain stuff.
Was there the one about
Like,
Lathian Gorge that you keep bringing up?
Oh yeah, like skipping the entire Ymir forest, that's a big one.
Was it Ymir or was it? I thought it was Lathian Gorge, the one of the bubbles.
I mean, you enter Lation Gorge early, which skips doing the Ymir forest.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. Got it. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the Symphonia speedrun, but seeing that glitch kick in, it's like, oh wow. And we talked about the Ymir Forest before. I don't think the Ymir Forest is that bad of a dungeon. Like, first, like, I think a lot of people that talk about it is like, oh, it's mostly because, like, narrative-wise, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Of course it doesn't make sense. Why doesn't Colette learn how to use her wings at that point? But, following the dungeon is just like doing this dungeon right here. You're just using the sorcerer's ring at the right place and time.
It's straight up just a puzzle sequence pretty much, yeah.
Basically.
Like, this is the Ymir forest of Vesperia right here.
Yeah, right here.
With a lot more gears and less animals, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Animals have been replaced by gears. Sonic's not gonna have a good time with that. But, like, particularly... I brought this up already, but the one dungeon that I really don't like is the 10th Day All the Sewers. It's always a bad time every single time. Like, You gotta drag that block everywhere. Holy smokes. There are probably people who like it, more power to you, but after playing that, Symphonia is my most replayed Tales game, and going through it so many times, I never look forward to the sewer dungeon. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Imagine how I felt. I used to speedrun that game. It's a well, back then it was a 7-hour run, and it was never fun to hit the. I think it was like the 3-hour or 4-hour mark, and then you are on the sewers, and it's like
Wait, did that ever get? Yeah, did that ever get optimized? Like, was there a way to skip it? Like, that's the skip I want. In Mirror Forest, whatever. It's not a big issue, but give me the sewer skip and I'm in. There's gotta be some kind of a, there's obviously not based on your silence. I get it, but I wanted to be one. There should have been one.
Like at the end of the game, these games are surprisingly solid in terms of their triggers, so it's very hard to actually skip stuff most of the time.
Yeah.
Like Symphonia is an oddity, if anything.
Yeah.
That you can even skip stuff in that.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, it's not like those old games when they're more easy to figure out glitches and whatnot, basically. I screwed this up. Hold up. You gotta do the fourth floor. You gotta do the fourth floor. Do the gears up there before you go back to the third floor. Even though it kind of tricks you up a little bit here. The gear that you wouldn't expect to move is the one in the foreground right there. Or closer toward it. Yeah, yeah. And then you hit the third one. I'm so glad I remembered, because I remembered that tripping me up a little bit. Now this one suddenly wants to work, I think. Am I misremembering again? Yes, I'm misremembering again. Okay, what is it? 2 gears to the right. No, did I miss something? Oh dear. What did I miss? Back up I go. I got the 2 in the right here. That's right. Oh, wait. Maybe there's a gear to the left that I'm missing? No, that looks fine. Oh, no. Wow. It's been a while since I got lost in this section. Oh, okay. Right angle.
Oh, you were just not on the right angle, yeah.
Yeah, alright. Hope I appreciate that, Planetario. Yeah. Honestly, like, ooh. Say it, Flynn.
Oh.
Darn it. No. Come on, Flynn. You were so close to saying it. Alright, if we don't run into a normal encounter, we probably won't, but basically, I don't know what happened, but Flynn has a quote in this game in the localization, a very intimidating battle quote from the beginning.
Battle cry.
Yeah, battle cry. He yells boat. I'm not even kidding you. He yells boat.
Just that. Boat.
Just boat. And I don't know what happened, but apparently, like, that's a thing. That's Flynn's battle cry in his repertoire.
Right.
Yeah, he just cries out boat. I don't know how or why or when or where, but that's what he does. I think the Kavar line is intentional. Like, they snuck that in there. That's clearly voice actor intention. But I think boat is just it just slipped in for some weird reason. I don't think that's particularly. I want to believe it's not a joke. It don't make any sense to me at all. Like, why is that there? Why did it happen? Okay, I think I got item thrower equipped. But yeah, it happens on occasion, basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you're lucky enough to hear it. Did I get it?
Yeah, you have it equipped.
Okay. Thank you. It's the only way I could kind of make it authentic to New Game Plus while not being too overpowered as much as possible. But I wish this game had a 5 times the XP, but that's how this game was made. It's an old game. Did I get everything? Okay, Halberd for Judy. Spearmaster resist BA Force. Okay. Spearmaster resist BA Force. Spearmaster resist BA Force. Okay. BA Force over here, and Spearmaster, and oh, I got it equipped. Well, my apologies for cheating with the 5% magic defense. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Oh no.
It's time for me to restart the run.
Such an unfair stat boosting.
We're not restarting from when we get Judith. We're restarting all the way back from Zophius. Let's go. Alright. I think we can get Carol to get some nice H smashes in. And save.
Yeah, reset, run invalid.
Found out Exilia 2 Musée has a Japanese line in the English version. Really? So it's just like how Patty has one too in this game. That's interesting to hear. Alright. I think I'm gonna... Normally this would end at 10 o'clock, but again, we're going an extra 30 minutes because cutscene. But I think we're ready to go. It's when she's blocking, so it's pretty common. Oh, I guess I don't use her too much in battle when I first played the game a while back. Alright, the end of Season 1, everybody.
I'm surprised I never noticed that, because I do use music.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
These fools don't know when to give up.
Who knew the Aque Blastia had enough power to give like a supercharged flying machine?
I know, right? Of all the Blasties, the Aque Blastia is the one that does this.
Maybe it manipulates water pressure in the air or something? Rita, we need to explain this one. Please. Objection. That Aque Blastia don't make sense.
That's right. You're finished.
You're done.
This is far from finished.
You're not a clown, Barbos. You're the entire circus.
Yeah, I heard that coming. It took him 10 years. He's been working with Rigaud for that long? Holy smokes.
I was able to build my magnificent Blastia.
10 years making this tower with Rigaud. They've been planning it for this long, huh? That was a shockwave and a half. Cartoon villain Barbos? Yeah, you can say that, but we need these kind of villains. I don't mind villains that fit the bill like this because ultimately at the end of the day we need villains like this to sort of balance things out.
And then I will be leader of the guilds.
This guy could have used a Mystic Art.
True, but I don't know how I feel for an Act 1 boss having a
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
An Act 1 boss having a Mystic Art would have been weird.
Maybe in like other difficulties.
He says he's as strong as Don Whitehorse.
Well, Don Whitehorse doesn't have a Mystic Art either, so they're still on the same level.
But he should have.
It doesn't mean he does.
Sword is gonna be a problem.
And I feel like
Is that thing even
the
legal?
Tales usually has a lot of wasted potential when it comes to human bosses.
Human bosses? Really?
Yeah. Especially when they introduce them early on in the stories.
I suppose.
Because they're like, oh, they're early on, so we can't really give them a Mystic Art.
I mean, do I need to bring up the God Generals? They all fit the bill just fine.
Well, I mean, they come back later.
Yeah, they all fit the bill just fine from what you're talking about. Is it wasted potential from that perspective then?
But what about the Grand Science?
Oh yeah, that's true. They did kind of. they kind of. I kind of wish they had a little bit more of it. Well, to be fair, Symphonia didn't have too many Mystic Arts in the first place, so it's the first game after all.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I could forgive it for that, I guess. Maybe
Also,
actually
this game has the scene of completely wasting Pharaoh too.
We will talk about that later.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What is that?
Helicopter swords are amazing. Like, you don't even have to see it rotate.
Also, yeah, goodbye helicopter sword.
Yeah, Sayonara is a helicopter sword.
Hey, that's...
Rita, never mind that.
It's Largo. Yes. I think we talked about that before.
Looks like the tables have turned.
Be a
Barbos.
soft crap.
Yeah, way to go, Barbos VA.
All that fancy wisdom and
Yeah, Monkey, you know what's up. We need some blueprints on this sword. What? How can it work aerodynamically like that? I'll give you the answer I think Rita's thinking of. Formula. You want logic? No, this isn't about logic. This is about formulas.
You know, he was so much
Alright, well, this is an interesting boss fight because I do like the gimmick to the secret mission. It does make you change your mentality a little bit. But if you remember the problem that happened with the AI with the Gattuso fight, same thing's gonna happen here a little bit, so watch your party members. He goes in with this speech though. Like, if an Act 1 villain has to go out, yeah, this is the way to go. Jeez, we really did not build up our OVL to level 2 prior to this fight, huh? Alright. Granted, we didn't run into any encounters, so it makes sense.
Yeah, you didn't really fight much, so.
Yeah. Okay, we need Nurse on. What else we got here? I don't have, I gotta set that first aid, actually. I don't have, Rising Falcon yet. I really need that for this fight. But I will be getting it soon, as long as I do an attack here.
You will probably learn it soon.
Yeah. I guess I put Shining Falcon here, so I throw it. Okay. Nope, wrong one. Try again. Flynn? Flynn? Anytime, buddy. Try again. Oh my gosh. Is he not gonna learn it in this fight? I need...
He went into early pretty fast.
Yeah. Alright. Please, Flynn. Please. Maybe you'll learn it here. Is he not at the right level? I had him learn Rising Falcon every other time. I use it mostly because, like, it's a good...
He should have it. I mean, he should learn it.
Yeah, he should. And it's a very good art to avoid things like a huge pirate gonna gun you down. Would be fantastic to learn, Flynn Chiefo.
Captain of the Knights.
Oh, he's not captain yet, but he will get there. Thank you! Thank you!
There we go.
I don't know what took him long enough, but here we go. Alright, alright.
Right on time too, because Barbos.
Yes. Maybe you want to make it dramatic for the marathon. I understand, Flynn. I understand. Alright. Let's give it a Shining Falcon. I mean, I didn't find any particular use in it. Maybe you could correct me. Maybe I'm wrong. Anybody, feel free to correct me if you feel like doing so, because I like being corrected on things. As long as you are correct with what you say.
Oh, what do you want to be corrected on?
Shining Falcon, is it good or bad? I've always thought it was bad.
It's good and bad.
Good and bad? Okay, I was half right in.
It's good because it's one of Flynn's very few OTG options.
Oh,
like the beam of light and OTG once you get enough uses.
Right.
The problem is that it's very hard to time. And if the first hit doesn't connect, then you don't get the beam of light, so...
Right. Like, it's a little bit of a slow startup. Like, that's why I didn't really particularly...
Yeah.
Was intrigued by it, but it being an OTG does make sense.
Yeah, it's pretty good until it whiffs. Exactly. If it whiffs, then it's the worst art ever.
I see.
Because it leaves you wide open.
Yeah. It's one of those arts, basically.
Yeah. That's the problem the arcane version of that art also has, and the altar version as well.
Oh, okay.
Where if the hit is either blocked or it whiffs, then nothing happens, and he's kind of just stands there.
like a chicken in the headlights, basically.
Yeah, he's like,
oh, I said chicken.
Why didn't the flash effects happen?
I know, I'm so used to using manual cancels for all the other characters. Like, my mind goes instantly to that for Flynn, but I think, yeah, spell cancel is much better, if I recall.
Yeah, spell cancel is faster than manual cancel.
It's gonna take a while, because I didn't really particularly practice spell cancels much before this marathon, but maybe I'll get the hang of it by the end of this. Even though, to be honest, you're not gonna play as Flynn as much in this game. I'm gonna say that right now. if you like, they use Flynn as a selling point, but you're not gonna play as him as much as him, unfortunately.
Yeah, they make him playable, but still not playable enough.
Yeah, like that's part of the reason why I'm not particularly the best with Flynn, because even in my casual playthrough, I'm like, wow, you really don't get enough opportunities to play as him to sort of understand him better, basically.
But yes, that light with ODG, if I think it's after a hunter uses.
Yeah, after 100 uses.
Yeah, it would OTG if it hits.
Oh, okay. Oh, so the light will even if well, it kind of OTG just now, or did I miss?
Yeah, but I mean, like by OTG, I mean like it stands them up, so you can start.
Oh, it stands them up, right? Okay, sorry.
So more grounded arts, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Like sometimes I keep associating OTG with either hitting them on the ground or standing them up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean with Vesperia, with Vesperia, I guess you have to be more specific because the entire engine has all the juggles on the ground and stuff too.
Yeah. You only get to normally play as Flynn a lot if you plan to do a lot post game. Yeah, that is the gist with Flynn, and that's unfortunately the reason why I didn't get too much time to play as Flynn in my casual playthrough. Let's change that to watch TP, please, because you know that's why we got a healer. Let the healer heal. Let them use items for TP. And I forgot to cancel the apple gel. Way to go. Alright, so this is where, for the marathon, yeah, we had our fun with Gattuso and whatnot, but because of the 10 times EXP, even when I'm constantly dodging encounters, it's gonna be a little bit more simpler. I'm expecting day 2 to be more like boss fights we breeze through because of the 10 times EXP, except for maybe the first boss fight of Act 2. So, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for those who really want to see more failures and whatnot. I know that was like my trademark back then, but I can't afford to make too many failures considering how long this game is with cutscenes. That's my reasoning, basically. Maybe we'll see more in Eternia probably, and in Vesperia if I get caught off guard. But yeah, I mean, for those who are expecting failures, sorry. It's been a couple of years. I'm trying to learn a bit more about these games now. I apologize for people who may have expected the brand name and whatnot. What about the last boss of Act 2? Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. That's all I'm gonna say. I remember the boss of Act 2, but I'm talking more so about day 2. It's gonna be more of like, well, we're gonna be going through these bosses with established strategies that won't punish me too much because of my current leveling. I feel like we're gonna get to the boss of Act 2 at the start of day 3. Like realistically, I think that's what's gonna happen. So for those who are wishing to watch that, look forward to it then. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you guys can pretty good there, huh?
Wait, what?
You're actually timing those target plays pretty good.
Well, making sure that it's okay. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure that I practice a bit better for this. And having Flynn really helps though. You don't get Flynn obviously in 360. I don't think he even shows up in this area, like in 360, right? Like you don't see the cutscenes. Yeah.
The plane actually stays behind in Digress.
Okay. Because I was like wondering, is this something I'm misremembering or something? But I'm glad it's not one of those cases this time. And yeah, I'm still using manual cancels more than I shouldn't be. I know. Again, I'm not really kosher. I'm not really conditioned to spell cancels. But we'll see. We'll see after this fight at least. Because I don't know. I feel like this fight, I don't think like I really need to necessitate using spell cancels. Because look how well we're handling this guy, basically. We're doing okay. Will we hear some long demonette screaming at least? Well, will my voice survive for that? I don't know. I can't make any promises about anything that'll happen during the marathon. That's all I'm gonna say. Times have changed. I'm a different person now. Man, I don't want to go off too much on this, because, yeah, this boss fight... Oh, 40 HP, huh? We'll get the final hit. Go for it, Judith. Whoa. That took a while, but okay. They both got knocked out while they were getting the final hit, but hey, there you go. And you know what?
That was a DVC moment.
DVC.
They got the trade and they got blown up. Because Yuri went flying after that. I don't know if you noticed.
Sorry, reference flew right over my head, man.
That's okay. Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, DBZ. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it now. I get it. Got
Okay.
it. Oh, it was the reflect that killed him. Yeah. Yeah, we're done with Arc 1 in terms of gameplay. It's just a cutscene from here on forward.
That's it, Barbos.
And I do like what Barbos says here to Yuri at the end here. It kind of calls to how he is a little bit of an equal to Dawn a little bit.
Then you'll surrender.
I won't
Like,
be
again,
humiliated
things will get more interesting once we get into day 2 tomorrow.
Yuri
And technically this would be the end of tonight, but I'm going to give it another 30 minutes to add some more transitionary, or exposition, basically.
Hope you're not saying I'm gonna end up like that old man. Not exactly something to look forward to.
like the Don.
What do you mean, Yuri? He kicked your ass.
Will make great enemies in this world.
Clearly that line was recorded for the 360.
And then that world will consume you whole. Regret, sorrow, and despair will hound you all the way to hell.
Do people really think Barbos is cartoony? I can see it, I get it, but hey, he fills a purpose here. Sometimes you need the cartoony to fill a purpose, and I feel like a lot of people forget about filling in a purpose. Like, it's hard to come up with something to fill a purpose unless, like, you're trying to be different, and when you're trying to be different, it doesn't end up being too well. You know what I mean?
I like
correct.
Barbos.
Yeah.
He definitely served his purpose.
Exactly, I don't mind him either. Like, is that actually a legitimate complaint about Barbos? Again, I don't really talk too much about Vesperia, because it's not, again, particularly my favorite, but I understand where people are coming from. I want to hear where people are coming from, basically.
Wow.
But you could argue that
That
Jaeger is
Blastia
also
core
pretty
is so
cartoony,
small.
but he's definitely way more complex than Barbos.
Yo, I still have a question that needs to be answered. Where's Germany in this universe?
Yes, but we weren't able to take Barbos into custody.
Good question. I guess in the same place where America is in the Japanese version for this.
What are
Wait,
you
what?
talking about? A creep like
Because
Barbos-
the gimmick for Jaeger in Japanese is that he speaks English.
It's too early to say anything's been taken care of.
Oh, so that's how they do it. Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
have to find out if this thing even
But that
works
doesn't make
anymore.
sense if you dub it in English, so they kind of went with, well, his name sounds German,
Blastia
so
cores don't break all that easily.
Fair enough.
Huh. Bet you didn't
That-
know
that
at
was
least they
a good
didn't go
look
for
like they
French, which is usually what they go to when characters have gimmicks like that.
Oh, do
Jeez,
they?
What is
Okay.
up with that guy?
Just look
showing
at
up
Juna
whenever
in
he
Crestoria.
wants.
Oh, again, I only have Tales of as
You're
my
one to
reference
talk,
point, so I don't know
Rita.
too much about like how other JRPGs
Oh,
handle
yeah, I
foreign
guess.
Takes all
characters.
kinds, I suppose.
He probably headed back to Dongrist.
You know what?
I'm
A
sure
part of
we
me
can
did
find
kind
him
of
if we
like
need
seeing
to.
Yuna speak in French because it kind of validates a bit of all the mandatory
on ahead
French
as
I had to
well.
learn as a
I
Canadian.
left my people
Just a
with
little bit.
considerable
Just an
knowledge.
easy bit.
Your Highness, if you would please accompany
Also
me.
Germania.
Germania.
Now that would be a game.
Can't I stay with
I can see
everyone
it.
a little longer?
We'll look after your unreasonable princess a little longer. Isn't that easier for you too? We'll make sure.
Oh
she
yeah,
gets
this is
to
where they
Dongrist.
flip flop. This is definitely a scene where they flip flop between George and
well. But in
Baker.
exchange, I ask
And
that you take the
yeah, this is
utmost
where it gets
caution.
distracting for me.
Absolutely
But
no
you know, we
detours,
talked about it
okay?
before. I don't think they can compromise
All
like
right, all right.
Troy Baker's work at all without paying
But I
further for
take
him
my
or
leave,
something,
Your
or
Highness,
whatever it is that
until we meet
that caused
again
him to
in
not bring him
Dongrist.
back.
Thank you, Flynn.
Yeah, this is
Like-
probably one of those situations where they should have just recorded all the lines for Yuri with George.
Why do you look
Yeah,
so sad?
I would say like if there
Are
were
you
scenes
okay?
where they were voiced between
I was
the
just
two
thinking.
of them, let them
Still owe that
switch, or no,
creep
let it no,
Daddy a
not
good
let them switch.
beating.
Let it keep it to like Grand
You got the
George.
Blastia back.
'Cause-
Isn't that enough?
It's just
chase
it,
after
it's
some
it's
stupid
pretty
thief?
jarring. Like that's where I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah,
this
I
is where
guess
I'm
you're
a
right.
little bit on the
If I
fence
ever
about.
cross
But
paths with him, he's in for a surprise.
yeah, I don't know. Like it's gonna be less of a
Waiting for me in hell.
outrage.
I have to go and save
No, it's gonna be more of an outrage. What am I trying to convince myself with? But I would still rather prefer that.
Hey, come on already. Let's get back to Dongrest.
Well, I will take my
Ah,
leave
yes,
from
it's
you
time to go
here.
back to Dotgrest.
That aggressive.
Dotgrest.
Partner? Who do you mean?
We'll be operating individually from
My
now
friend.
on. That way we won't interfere with each other's work.
All right. Sayonara, Judith.
see.
We never got a chance to play as you,
I'll see
but
you later.
it's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Been fun, Judith. We won't see you till the end of the game, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Totally.
we were supposed to play as you in this dungeon, but unfortunately somebody else took your place right here. Even though they all kind of want to go their own separate... Yeah, you know what? Estelle does sort of help people, keep people together, but, you know, I think a part of it that also helps with that as well is that, like, what's going to be happening next when Yuri decides to do something with Carol. Like, that's also a part of it, too, but Estelle's mission does help out with that a bit, basically. The sweet pink
The
lead.
knights
Yeah.
have come back.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm innocent, I tell you. This is a plot by the Knights to destroy the Council.
I'm amused by this cutscene because of the one shot that they give to, like, say an answer. It's like... it's perfect.
I can't make him out from here.
I can't make out Flynn from all these generic knights.
Maybe he's the one in the blue armor.
You must not be taken in by
Oh, you
the
know what?
Knights.
There is... Oh, no. Actually, that blue part is a part of
Once
the
you've all been lured
the
into
back of
Like
their
the
armor.
cave.
Yeah.
It's like a cape thing, yeah.
Yeah.
On the honor of the Imperial Knights, I swear that we would never.
I had to step out for an hour or
perpetrate
two.
such
Was there a
disloyalty.
third rap? Yeah, I'm sorry, Royalty, but there was a question that was given out about an hour or two ago, so I apologize. Hopefully you'll get your shot
And the
tomorrow.
Union have joined in a treaty of
But I
friendship.
think you got one in, right? So you got you got an entry in, so that's good.
At this moment, Don Whitehorse and His Highness Yoder are in council together.
Impossible.
It's only a matter of time until it's made.
Rango was pretty cartoony too.
Ah, you let it pass. It's fine.
It's like a slimy old man.
Let the two cartoon characters like
It is
build
true
up
that
into
our
one
commandant
character,
could only
basically.
Make a brief appearance before returning to the
Yeah, I mean,
throne.
like we have established, cartoony villains are not bad.
On whose authority?
No.
Unless, you know, you don't make them the main focus. Although sometimes it works. Sometimes it works.
This can't mean my plans have been
Yeah, I was about to
ruined
say
by this-
sometimes it works. Like
Like Barbados.
oh, Barbot. His backstory was kind of lame though. That's all I'm
has
gonna
got a
say.
really
about
lame
Put an end
backstory.
to the
Yes.
suffering of
Yeah,
the people
they
of
should have just
Captain
kept him
Moore as
like,
well.
I just wanna beat people up, but no, they're.
is more of a stand-up guy.
I will do what I can to make sure a
Anywho.
worthy person is chosen when I get back to the castle.
Yeah, that shot of Flynn right there that they left lingering as the answer. It's like, I've been defeated by this meddling child. It's like perfect,
Yes.
perfect.
With Rago gone, the rest of the castle should have returned to normal.
Wait, I missed that. Was there a third question? Yes, there was a third question. I'm sorry to say, EDMG7.
But
It's 3
you
questions
don't
per
really
day,
wanna go
right?
back.
Yes. Yes,
I
there
can see it
are.
in your face.
No, I
It's not like the
People
previous marathon.
keep that in mind for all the days, pretty much.
You should do
Yeah,
what
pretty
suits you
much,
best.
basically.
You've made up your own mind, right?
And yes, it's a cap of 9 and
I will
9
go
pins. 9 pins will get
I don't
you
want
7
Flynn or
entries,
anyone
if I
else to
recall
have to worry about me
correctly.
anymore.
I think that's what I said in the info video. Sounds familiar.
And we need a recap of the recap now.
It's gonna be lonely with that, or won't it be?
No, we're already in the marathon. It ain't gonna happen. We're good.
Rabbit is like, nice, no recap over there.
Well, was it really much of a recap? I don't really remember it too well. Actually, what was I supposed to do here? After all the cutscenes, walk across. Oh yeah, I was supposed to rest at the end. Okay. But you know what? We do need to replenish some of our stock. Actually, you know, that could wait for the next town now that I think about it. I think I'm right in thinking that's correct. I did save too, after all. Dongress music reminds me of a stage in Lemmings. I think I only played that maybe once, but never really
Oh, man.
looked into it further.
Just
But
let me
that's like
sleep.
the Mario vs. Donkey Kong thing. Anyway, we're getting into an important scene right now.
What did Rago
Whoa,
do?
Carol.
They say he used his standing in the council to reduce his charges. It looks like he's
here it is.
That's illegal.
Not if you're in the council.
Damn politicians.
It's not a joke. It's the truth.
So this is how the Empire works now, huh? Damn it, this is not funny.
Here we go.
What do we do, Yuri?
I don't know.
How can he not get punished? Wait, if we
Carol?
tell Estelle, maybe she can do something about it.
Hey, don't go giving the
Carol?
princess too much trouble. Damn it, what's Flynn doing anyway?
Oh, we're gonna find out what Flynn's
I
doing
wonder if he's at
very
his
shortly.
post right now.
He's a little too busy to handle Rigo right now. Alrighty, quick jump screen right there. Okay.
Doesn't anyone knock anymore?
Alright, let's knock on this leather
You
tent.
knew I'd be
And-
coming.
There we go. Is that what you wanted, Flynn? Loud and
That
clear.
outfit.
As of today, I've been assigned the post of captain.
Hey,
So, the birth of the
way to
Flynn
go, Flynn.
Brigade, huh? Looks like I've been one-upped again.
If that's how you feel, you should come back to the Knights.
This is something that I really like in the narrative because
You'll be able to...
this won't be the
Don't
last
waste
time
your
we'll see
breath.
Flynn advance through ranks. And the most I'm going to say is that like
Congratulations on
whenever
making captain.
Flynn advances, there's another major thing that happens with Yuri.
Thank you.
So it's cool to see. Is it the wrong costume?
You didn't come down here to
What
celebrate
happened?
my promotion.
No,
Did I
I
screw
didn't.
something up?
Wait.
It's Rigo, isn't it?
Oh yes, he's still using the
Appropriating North
regular
Harbor for
costume.
his
What the
own
hell?
purposes,
Is that a
committing
thing?
treason by his collusion with Barbos.
New Game Plus doesn't swap the Oh.
Add to this,
Oh,
stealing
it
from
keeps
the
him on the
Barbos
title that he was in. Oh no.
simply because he
Wait,
couldn't
do the
like
costumes...
The people he killed were either
Oh.
fed to monsters
Because I think in New
or
Game
sold
he
to
does
those who will
change.
pay money for
So
corpses.
I honestly had no idea because I didn't notice too much of a difference personally. I'll be honest, I didn't notice, but that's unfortunate.
And not have to answer for them.
New Game Plus doesn't swap the costume. Well,
The
I'm sorry I
authority of
learned
the
that a little bit
council
too late,
is
unfortunately.
far more powerful than I'd imagined.
Oh well, it is
I
what it
thought
is.
with this promotion to captain that I'd gotten a bit closer to my goal.
Is this the first time we hear this song?
But I have to face the fact that the law can't even punish a single person like Rigo.
I want to say
No,
yes, or did I miss
You
something?
know it doesn't end here.
Oh,
I think it
You'll climb
played.
even higher until you can make the right changes.
No, actually, yeah. I think it is the
As
first time.
many people will continue
Okay.
to suffer in the
I'm
meantime,
getting
we
confused
will
with the
see.
other one that plays with
And I
Stell.
consider that.
yeah,
right?
the Link. That one's a different song altogether.
Yeah.
But
That's a
Flying
different
off the
song.
handle and smacking him around.
This is
Yeah,
like
I-
the Yuri Flynn song.
yeah, I was just about to
Would all
say
be
this.
for
This
nothing.
is the song that they best associate between Yuri and Flynn. It's a good song. I agree.
If he's above you, you go even higher.
New Game Plus
and
keeps the
then-
title of the character within. I hate that about New Game Plus ever since
Yes.
6 Cilia.
Someday
So
I'll create a
the funny
legal
thing
order
was, I
that
thought it'd be
treats
fun
everyone
to
with
carry
equality.
over titles in
I have to.
Vesperia, and then when I saw
Good.
Velvet at the very beginning in
When I
her
do things my
traditional
own
outfit,
way.
I'm like, oh, this is wrong in so many levels. Please
Yuri?
don't. I'm not carrying
How
over
you go
costume
about
titles at
punishing
all
the
in that
villains
game.
that the law can't touch.
In this playthrough. This
How
is the
would you
moment.
Figure that out.
How would you punish the criminals? Pen.
I would hire an attorney. I would make sure that they wear a blue suit, and we'll take them to court. I played the games before. I know how to handle this.
It seems I may have gotten a little careless when I thought Alexei wouldn't
Omega,
be
what's your
around.
answer?
Flynn Schifo.
My answer is
Then
Demon
fighting
Thing.
an upstart.
No. Well, I guess from Flynn, Yuri would have to use an Azure
I
Edge, I
will bring
suppose.
down the
Oh,
full
yeah.
authority of the council on you.
Yeah, we're gonna see this guy in Act 2. It's gonna be him and the
Clean ace
council,
of
and oh. I mean, it's Sam Riegel too, so it fits.
It's Sam Riegel too, yeah.
Yeah.
the jokes
You
write
attempt
themselves
to
there.
harm me.
Basically.
I'm a member of the council, you know.
Oh, this was
He's
the
a member of the
moment.
council, you know.
Oh, it don't
I
matter.
could crush you with a single command.
When he's got those eyes,
You won't
his
get
ears
away
aren't
with this.
listening.
The laws and the council may have let you go, but I'm afraid I can't do that.
Nice sword there. See, this is one of the points where having an axe is more impactful.
True, that is true.
was so close. De nomos.
Yeah, this was the moment that really set Yuri apart from a lot of people at the time, because, well, again, I only play Tales games, but I know, like, a lot of people who have, like, I guess, quote-unquote, complaints about JRPGs is that how they don't like how their protagonists are too goody-goody, I guess, which I personally don't get, but, I mean, I understand where people come from. Sorry, it's not something that doesn't bother me, but I understand where people come from. So when they see Yuri like that for a JRPG-deprived system, I could understand why this would be a good moment for him.
Well, it's a good moment from the outsider's perspective. Obviously, for him, it's not a good moment. He just fucking killed somebody.
yeah, of course not. Like, this has repercussions later on, but I'm more so talking about, like, for the audience, like, whoa, this is cool. Like, this is a JRPG character that I want to, like, jive with. Like, I feel like that's some kind of reaction I could kind of expect from people who play Vesperia. But, hey, like, It also hit me too, but I didn't have that particular reaction. Well, I don't know. It's been years, but I could see.
Also, one could argue that Velvet is very much like Yuri, that kills a lot, but the main difference is that Velvet doesn't really show any remorse.
Well, yeah, that's a. Well, we're gonna talk more about that when Vesperia comes.
Yeah, once we get to Vesperia, I guess.
Yeah.
Velvet is just a nerd lord.
Yeah. And you know what? There's an association with the raid too, because he hunts animals and he eats them. So does that count?
Yes.
Nah, that's a bit of a reach. We tried. We tried.
We tried, team. We'll get them next time.
Maybe next time. All we got is the ivory thing. We'll always have that.
What?
You see.
Oh, don't dance around the bushes here. Tell us right now. Pardon me. My apologies. The thing about this mic is that it's hard to mute. Like, even if I try to mute it. Behind the scenes stuff. Anywho.
Not been seen since last night.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're here to learn about Rigo.
But yeah, I guess the thing that makes the Yuri cutscene so effective is that
Maybe he got scared
it's coming from the context of the justice system can't really do anything. So might as well take the justice on your own hands, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's really interesting to see games and narratives just explore, like, the justice system and whatnot, because there's so much things that you could explore and unravel with it, especially as you grow older. You kind of have more of an appreciation, basically.
It's kind of like the Batman dilemma, you know?
Yeah.
Or the villains have so much power that they kind of just laugh at the law system, pretty much.
Where will you go from here?
I don't know why when you said Batman, the first thing that came to mind was Wreck-It Ralph. I almost associated Wreck-It Ralph with Yuri Lowell. I don't want to do that, but yeah, basically.
I mean, I don't want to compare Yuri to Batman either, but you know.
Your Highness.
But Batman is pretty much Star Vigilante, so it's kind of hard to not compare.
I'm ready now.
Sorry, you said Batman?
Shouldn't I go get Yuri?
Yeah, Batman is like the main example of
okay. I see, Batman.
No.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it's kind of hard to not compare.
All right.
And you know what? Like, Yuri is one of those characters that does resonate well in both Japan and in the West. Like, he's one of those few characters that is a shared like and fandom between both sides of the fence. So it's cool to it's interesting to find universally accepted opinions between both sides, basically.
Because Japan definitely has some weird tasting characters. But yeah, Yuri is very much agreed upon.
Yeah. How does the West feel about Leon? Re-release Tales of Destiny and we'll find out. But I think a lot of it is mostly because of, well, back in the day, it was his design that really sold it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I don't know what's gonna happen unless they re-release Destiny, or, I mean, hey, Life Bottle Productions does have the patch and people are playing it, so I guess we'll see. We'll see.
Even if I did go, it would just make it harder for them to leave.
Yeah, pretty much Planetaria is like Japan loves Mikleo and Sorey, but nobody in the West cares about them.
I don't mind them. I'm not like super crazy fan for them, but I think they're just okay.
Monsters.
Yuri!
I think there are some people in the West who do like Mikleo and Sorey a lot, but I don't know.
Yeah, but-
Vesperia is a whole different can of worms altogether. Like that game, yeah.
That game is very polarizing when it comes to
It
opinions.
really is. Well, maybe it'll most definitely come up multiple times once we get to Berseria, that's for sure. That's all I'm gonna say about that for now. We're pretty much close to wrapping up Vesperia here, but there is a lot of cutscene, as I said. So, for those who do want to like sign off, we're already like 50 minutes over time right here. So once again, thank you all for watching. I think we're gonna go for another 20 minutes at most, I want to say. Yeah, if that's something very universal, like we were just talking about, who were we just talking about? It's getting late. I forgot the guy's name. Yuri. Yuri is universally accepted on both sides. Vesperia is universally polarizing on both sides. It's like, what is going on here? But hey, like, I don't know.
Also, a giant chicken is here.
Oh yes, hello. It's time for Thanksgiving. Estelle, have you said your thanks?
Turkey.
Yeah, this is when you know Act 2 is gonna start right here. This guy. You know, the line that he says here later, I thought it was much more memorable on how he delivered it. I used to joke around about it when I used to not like Estelle as much back then, but it wasn't really as memorable now when I replayed it.
This beast with the help of Heracles.
I remember that game on the DS.
Yuri, wait.
Release the Heracles.
You expect me to stand by while that thing makes a snack out of Estelle?
I'm afraid Leon's a jerk, but he has a cool song. Well, you know what? Leon... Oh, here's a line.
It can speak.
Yeah, I thought it was much more delivered with more disdain, like, insipid poison, but no, it was just very straight-faced and to the point.
I don't know why I feel like they toned down the voice filter that he had.
Oh, did they?
Because I always remember that he did sound a bit more menacing because of the filter. No, I would need to actually replay the 360 version or watch it with the kid.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm remembering too, because I could have sworn that was delivered with more vigor to it. Maybe it's the voice filters, like you mentioned.
What is that?
Heracles.
And this is the thing that sort of throws this treaty into the water a little bit.
I'm going to leave the city,
which we'll be learning more about tomorrow.
What do you mean?
But we got some more cutscene to get in between. Is this even 360? Okay. I'll take your word for it to ETMG.
It's for you to decide.
Then
Okay, so here's this thing with this cutscene. Does anybody get reminded of a certain festival of the Fire Festival or something? When they see the water at the beginning there? Same lighting too.
Oh. The voice is voiced by the same person too.
Oh no, I think they're different, but I mean they sound similar.
Wait,
that's
am I thinking of the? Oh no, yeah, it is a different person, right?
Yeah. They got like a.
I always forget that they sound the same, but they're different persons.
Yeah, I think it was a Canadian actress or something. Thank you, Icarus. I'm not the only one as well who thinks about it. It's also on the 362. It's right there. And they're both games that got ported to the... Anyway, enough about the associations. Oh, hey, Judith. I thought we were going to say our goodbyes.
Look who's talking.
Oh, wait, Judith, what are you doing here?
We just had our tearful goodbyes and everything.
My, you're a stubborn one.
Alright, Estelle makes a choice.
Huh? Why is it taking off?
Well, I realized nobody wanted to praise it.
I don't want to be eaten for turkey dinner.
Here comes the cavalry.
Alright, here's the thing. In 360, I'm pretty sure Flynn can't clear this gap, but you've got Rising Falcon. You can make it.
I can't just go back to the capital. There are too many things.
Maybe I'm overestimating his Rising Falcon.
Come on, Flynn, just go over Link with a spam tiger blade.
Yeah. There you go. You got it.
The voices of the people suffering in Nora Harbor never reached the capital. I won't achieve anything if I'm not willing to approach these problems head on. I've come to realize that during my travels. That's why I have to keep going.
There you go. See, like, a part of me kind of reminds me a bit of like how Natalia was a bit, but it's more spread out throughout the Yuri, you were looking for that the entire whole act. Don't just throw that carelessly, man.
I won't be going back to the capital.
That's how much Yuri cared about the plot of Arc 1 right there.
Jeez.
Just throw it back at Flynn.
And that might be like a metaphor for how we kind of felt about Act 1 as well. Things are gonna like ramp up for sure tomorrow. I assure you, everybody. I will have more things to talk about this narrative in Act 2, but Act 1 is just, again, introduction.
That's fine, but what about Princess?
Take care, Flynn.
See ya, Flynn. Sorry, I can't quite hear you, but bye. Sayonara, Flynn.
It would be a shame if you were playable later.
It certainly would be. Bye.
All right, let's go.
High five, little bro.
If we hang around here much longer, some of those knights are bound to come after us.
Gee, when I think about like saying little bro, the only Tales character that comes to mind is like whenever Pascal keeps referring to Hubert or something.
Which is very offensive to him.
Yeah, but she says it anyway because she knows she can get away with it. Or she's just out of aloof. I want to say she's more aloof.
He's more aloof for sure.
Yeah. Alright, we got the rest of our party back, but I want to get more of the... Do I actually want to get more of the cutscene finished here? Do I want to start off tomorrow with cutscene? Okay. We have 10 minutes. I think we could let the cutscenes go. I think it's wise to do that right now, actually, because this game is long.
Let's form the guild at least.
Yes, let's do that.
We can start tomorrow with the costume stuff.
Please choose the right choices, everybody. I beg you, choose the right choices tomorrow, please. I've already respected your wishes earlier this morning. Please choose the right choices tomorrow.
Wait, are you actually giving us the choice?
Yes, I'm actually giving you all the choice.
Oh, damn. You have to give him power to the chat. Big mistake.
I know, but I'm doing it anyway. Please pick the right choice, chat.
Should we rest a little?
It'll happen tomorrow morning. Both options. Pick the right choices.
Okay. Now let's get moving.
There was another point in this game where I really wanted to like have the chat pick something, but I realized optimization-wise it wasn't going to help at the end of the day. It's like near the end of Act 3 is when the game gets a little non-linear. I wanted everybody to choose something different, but I don't...
Or do I vote for it? I'm guessing Pan will make a poll tomorrow for that.
It'll be happening on YouTube, by the way, so make sure to join YouTube to watch it. But yeah, basically, y'all are gonna need to... Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube. But tomorrow, just go on the chat box and see which ones get the most votes. We can do this analog style. I don't need no straw poll or whatever people use nowadays.
These kids are their straw polls.
Yeah, these kids nowadays and their straw polls. It's like the least newest thing.
When we have time to take a longer rest, we've got to decide a few things about our guild.
Pretty sure YouTube does polls? I think so. Yeah, good night, Icarus. Thanks for dropping by.
YouTube has polls on the community tab at least.
I think YouTube does,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know about the stream tab though.
I'm gonna have to look into that, I guess. I did play around with it a bit a week ago. I think I should be able to pull it off.
And then someday we'll follow in the Dawn's footsteps and protect Dawngrest ourselves. That way,
yes.
I can show him my gratitude for all the years he's defended the city.
Carol's an important character. If he wasn't here, there'd be no guild. Think about that, everybody.
I'll just stick with the boss here.
Huh? Boss? Me?
There you
were
go.
The first one to bring up this crazy idea.
I guess you're right. So, what's the first order?
I guess that does make me the boss.
Hey, there you go.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Trying to go through a cutscene while I'm making sure my iPad is fully charged.
Why don't you join the guild as well, Judith?
It's been on this whole day. Okay. We're
Oh,
good.
damn.
Think they'd let me?
Yeah.
The most important thing is obeying the guild's laws. Those who break the laws will be severely punished, even friends or family.
Remember that, everybody.
The laws are the source of a guild's pride. No one can be.
All right, here's the thing. My first impression when I heard about this guild, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy what they were selling, but after revisiting this game, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I can get it, considering how guilds are built up in the first place.
Everybody's supporting each other and always acting with
Like
the
Yuri
interests of the
and
guild in mind.
Judy and Carol all being in the guild. Yeah, I guess I could buy it,
Striving
but
to
back then I
always
was like,
do the
I
right
didn't really
thing
buy what they were
while
selling.
punishing those who don't.
What do you mean?
It's more like it draws from my understanding of how guilds are being
All for
built
the
in this
guild
game,
and the
but
guild
after
for
revisiting,
all.
like, okay, I get it.
Do justice and punish the unjust.
Ah, the Three Musketeers.
Everyone's
Oh,
opinion
that's
will
the
be valued,
reference.
so long as it doesn't go against these laws.
Yuri, that's just what
Right, boss?
all for the guild.
What is about that line? It's really hard to deliver without making it sound a little bit offended. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do to make that line sound less like you're being
It
offensive,
looks
but
like these will
it
be
was
my laws
tried.
from now on as well.
Sure it's okay to make up your mind like that?
Yes, you've got me curious. All for the guild. I like the way that sounds.
Well then,
I pledge to
But
uphold the laws.
It sounds kind of
For
like
the guild's sake.
very non-excited
I will.
about that. All for the guild.
I think that could sort of like goes with her character though, right? Like she's more.
Yeah.
I mean, if
She's-
you,
Thanks
yeah.
for your concern, but it's all right. He
we're gonna
won't
be
mind.
seeing it later on, that's for sure.
your partner?
A friend I was traveling with earlier.
Huh. I didn't know you had someone like
Yeah,
that.
Judith's
Judy's
pretty low-key.
very low-key.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that's a good
so
word
from
of putting
today
it.
on, we'll be your
Maybe
new partners,
aloof would
Judy.
more so describe somebody like Pascal. She's more
look
aloof.
forward
Judy
to
is
it.
more, yeah, low key. That's
Me
a good
too.
term. Oh man, this is like
Then
I'm nearing close to 12 hours of gameplay. I was supposed to be
Okay,
11,
let's call
but
it a day for now.
it is what it is. Vesperia is a huge
I
game.
almost forgot how sore I am.
Even Carol is sore.
So here's the thing with this game. There's a lot of these talk to all the party members thing, and guess what they added as voiced in this version too. I don't mind it.
Nah,
Again, I'm only speaking
I've
from
been trying to
marathon
think of a name
perspective,
for
so
our
don't
guild.
be offended. But yeah, that's
I'm
generally
gonna
how I
of
think.
Something really cool.
It's cool that they added it though.
Sure, I can't wait.
It makes them a bit more interesting to do, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
And when I think
this.
about
From
it, like,
We made
from
our
a casual
guild without
standpoint,
first
anyway.
swearing allegiance
course.
to its laws, didn't
and like when I think about it, like even in Abyss, they
Yeah,
did
but did
voice
that
these
earlier
scenes where
today,
you had to
right?
talk to all
So
the
no worries.
characters. So like, it was kind of weird that when you
Yeah.
go from Abyss to this game, they didn't have them voiced.
we? Yuri,
What is it?
So I'm glad they fixed
did
that
you
here.
just make those laws up, or did you hear them somewhere?
I don't know what it is, because when I played 360, I thought it was
You just
still a
came to me.
complete game,
Why,
but
they no good?
the additions here are welcome. Like, I played 360 8
no,
years ago,
not
I
at
thought it
all.
was complete.
It's
It was
just-
fine. It was what it
Those were
was.
the
Like,
exact
it's not
same
like
laws I've been
a
thinking
case of
of.
Exilia 1, if you get what I
I'm
mean.
really happy that I was able to make a guild
Yeah.
with you, Yuri.
Like, I mean, R3 definitely felt
What a
pretty
thing to
rushed,
say.
but
Don't get all
for the most
mushy.
part, everything else felt pretty complete.
Right. Like, for me, well, go on.
It was mostly when people started like data mining the 360 version, and then the PS3 version got announced that, you know, all the incomplete complaints started coming out.
Yeah.
That sounds like a name
I
Captain
forgot
Carroll
it was
would come
data
up with,
mining.
Definitely. Let's
Most
go
people
with that.
forget that this game was pretty well received on the 360,
Yeah.
Right.
and they didn't think that it was gonna get ported to PS3, especially as fast as it did.
Yeah.
oh, Yuri.
You know what? Yeah, I completely forgot about the data
you know
mines.
this
I remember. Oh
No.
no.
Is
I
something
remember
the matter?
everybody's reaction to that.
No,
That's where Yuri's
I was
second
just
Mystic
trying
Art
to
and
think of
Rita's
what our next
indignation
move
came
should
from.
be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I'd be able to continue traveling with you.
I know it's part of the culture, but if it wasn't
I'm
known,
still
then
trying to
maybe
decide if I should.
people wouldn't have been as mad. I don't know.
You're really
different
gonna put your
timeline,
all into
basically.
this guild, aren't you?
I'd like to say I'm just gonna go with the flow, but I went and bragged to Flynn about it. I guess I can't slack off now.
Here's the thing about Grand George.
Carol
Like,
certainly seems happy.
when he gets into Yuri, like, he seems to get the character right. Like, I do like how he delivers his work. But unfortunately for the scenes that he does dub over, it doesn't give him too much of a chance to explore, because usually a lot of the prominently voiced Yuri and Flynn dynamic scenes, like, they're mostly all voiced by Baker, except for 1 or 2, I'd like to say. And that's when you really get to see him explore the range a little bit. So you can see him do it, it's just, I kind of wish they had given him more of an opportunity to do it, but that's not up to the localization team, of course. That's all up to how the Japanese script was made.
Yeah, most of the important stuff was already voiced by Troy, so
yeah,
it was kind of hard for him to just fill in the blanks.
Pretty much. But when he does do it, he does a good job doing it, basically. The opportunity is there, he took it.
You're staying up to keep watch, aren't you?
Nah, not at all.
You're so evasive.
You're one to talk.
What is it too? Because, like...
Huh. Weird.
I think the most...
I always thought I was pretty
this is a fact that I kind of want to keep to myself a little bit, but I think I kind of hinted at it if everybody found the hint in the 4th info video. But basically, Grant George also voiced the Bantam Bouncer in Legendia.
No.
Oh, wait, really?
Yep.
I actually didn't know that.
I don't want to talk about it much because I feel like people would use it like, oh wow, Bantam Bouncer, what a meme. Let's use that to go against Grant George. But I mean, honestly, I feel like, because if his performance was accepted like nicely by the community, I would have been like, hey guys, it's the same guy who did Bantam Bouncer in Legendia. Like, it's really good how well his range is.
It was a coincidence that you were in Dawngrest?
Yes, I was. That's the truth.
Curtis is
Isn't it lovely?
I guess it's more of him doing like an Elvis impersonation.
Wait, a what? A what?
An Elvis impersonation?
Elvis impersonation?
No, Elvis.
Oh, Elvis. Sorry, I misheard. Yeah, you know what? Elvis impersonation is fun. And he went full ham on that. That was good. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I like the way he said the name of Isabella too.
You're keeping watch too, huh?
Wait, did Judith get a new VA? I didn't notice. Are we sure about that?
Crew, but it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they couldn't get the old one.
Oh.
No.
You're our number 2.
Could have fooled me.
You can also tell.
I didn't tell at all.
She sounds a bit older.
You should get
I mean,
rest too.
I kind of just assimilated that to voice actors getting older. It happens.
What's that?
Are we? So that's confirmed, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, if that's true, then hey, Judy's VA did just as good of a job as like Grant George did, because I didn't really particularly tell. I didn't tell it all with Judy until now. Yuri, I could tell eventually, but there are some points where like, wait, is this voice in 360 or not? So,
I mean, to be fair, Judy doesn't really talk that much in Vesperia to begin with. So.
Yeah, I suppose so.
What are you gonna do?
Well, to give her
like
more stuff here.
Most of her dialogue, funny enough, is on the skit.
I want to go looking for that talking
And
monster.
unfortunately, I'm not showing those. I'm sorry.
If it was
everybody.
me he was after, I want to find out why.
Hey, you know what? If we're talking about skits, there is one game that I'll be showing skits for. That's the next game in this marathon.
Huh?
Because they're all navigational skits.
How will you do that? How can you look for a monster?
They're the only
if you
skits
have
that are
no idea
voiced
where
in the
it is?
series. Well, I mean, like, no, what am I saying? It's the first time skits are voiced in English in the series, and they took out all the funny skits, and they're all just navigational skits.
Even I've never seen anything like that before.
Wait, are you showing the skits on Berserk?
No, Eternia. I said Eternia.
Oh, okay, because Eclipse is saying Berseria.
Oh no, he's making a joke because like some of the cutscenes are skits.
I saw him earlier when I was
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Berseria has some really long skits sometimes too.
You know what? For all those who complain about the skit output in Berseria, I hope you're happy. They got rid of that style in Arise because they heard you.
Where did you
I mean, I thought it was fine, but
It was on the
sometimes the game
continent,
did bombard you
in
with
the
a lot
sense
of those
Kogor.
long ones out of nowhere.
You could tell the game was a little bit rushed. That's all I'm gonna
the,
say.
the continent of Desier, the desert.
Desert.
You don't just go
I'm gonna be
marching
hearing
off
about
to a
this year
desert
a lot,
because
that's for
someone
sure.
saw a monster.
He's
A
right,
continent
you know.
called the Seer with a desert on it. Who would have thought?
I wonder if that fairy tale could be.
Next, you're gonna tell me there's a continent called Arctic with an actual blizzard tundra environment there.
Something I read at the castle.
No, it has a volcano
A
actually.
tale about
Oh,
a
okay.
monster that
Guess I figured it wrong.
who lives in
My
the
apologies.
sands of Kogor.
Can you imagine?
There are always stories like
I'd be
that.
confused, but alright,
Like
go
the
with
one
it.
about the
You
monster
do
in
you,
the sea who
Bamco.
talks to
You do
people.
you. Or whoever else is doing it.
I think you've got it backwards.
Yeah, that's what I would say, Judith. If I
Yeah,
heard that.
thanks, Judith.
Thanks, Judith, for your
They've
input.
simply become the stuff of legend.
But no, here's the thing
It's
where they
like
start
the
talking
saying,
more
where
about
there's smoke,
Pharaoh
there's fire.
and how, like, Pharaoh is a fairy tale, Carol thought, but no,
Are you thinking
Pharaoh
of
does
going all the
exist.
way to a place like that alone,
We're gonna be
Estelle?
learning more about Pharaoh in tomorrow, that's for sure.
Huh?
At least you're gonna have costumes and
Well,
skits now? Yeah.
If
I'm
you
not
don't
a
keep
player
up
who
this
does
little
use costumes, so it
bodyguard
doesn't affect me too
operation,
much. I can
she'll
see
really
why
march
people
off
would
on
like
her
that.
own. What do you think? Let's take this as our first guild assignment.
Hey.
Hey, you're right. We'd be breaking our own laws if we let her go alone.
I think the main problem a lot of people are having with the
That's
new
right.
style is that
But if this is
they
a
do
real
look a bit
job,
stiff.
We'll have to charge
They
Estelle
do.
our fee.
I think I mentioned this earlier, but
No,
I
we don't
think
need to
like
worry about something
if
like
they had
money,
more
right?
panels where look good. I did it again, Alfin. when Alfin is
Oh, God.
cooking. Okay, the irony is that like Alfin is a terrible cook and Looker's the best, one of the best cooks in the series.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, Alfin. If they had more panels like Alfin cooking, then I would be more accepting of it. But I can't make a full opinion until I see it. But I can see why people call it stiff.
I'll pay the fee, I promise. So let's all go
Do
together.
I
Like,
have it or something. Yeah.
Okay.
I like this
let's
kid
get
about
settled.
when they were making fun of Dohalim talking
This way we can all
all
continue the journey.
majestic.
I
they-
don't know if I saw that one,
Super
but
ultra courageous brain.
It's pretty funny. And pretty much Law was asking
What is
how
that?
how can he talk like Dohalim so he can be as intimidating? Because
Oh,
apparently
really?
Dohalim is intimidating when he speaks.
Something easy to say that has
And
words.
I can kind of guess that from the Japanese VA because the Japanese VA is pretty
Oh,
like
really?
deep in voice.
Well,
oh, okay.
But the English one not so much. So I think that joke was kind of lost in translation.
Brave
But
Vesperia. It's the star that gives
but
us
yeah,
the
and then
brightest light in the
Kisara
night sky.
starts making a bunch of
the
stuff up.
brightest star.
And Law and Alphen completely buy it, and then they start doing the stuff that Kisara suggested, and Fiona and Ringwell are super confused.
I think I actually might have seen that, but there was so much to absorb when I played that demo that I probably don't remember it.
Yeah.
Let's get to
Like,
Toronto and
if
charge
there is some
our
more skits like
We're
that,
off on an ocean
because
voyage to the
that skit
continent
was a bit
of
more,
despair.
you know, it involved the
You wanna
entire
take a
party,
break
and
at Helluard?
it was a bit more fluid when it came to the transitions. If there is
I
more
see.
skits like that, then I
Either
think
way,
I think
can't
we'll
get
be
to
fine.
Torm without passing through Helluard.
But
I'd also
at
like
least
to
half
see
of
how
the
they've
skits
been
on
doing
the
since
demo, I
Blastia
did
went out
think
of
they were a
control.
bit stiff otherwise.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty
So-
crazy.
I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be hit or miss pretty much.
All right, we'll just stop in for a
Yeah,
quick
that's
look
fair.
at
And
the
also, it was an earlier.
Hopefully we get more hits than misses.
Yeah, I hope so too. It was also an earlier demo build too, so maybe they might have improved it a bit since then as well.
True,
so-
true, yeah. The animations might have been stiff because it's an
Okay,
early
I'll try again.
demo build too.
Brave
Yeah.
Vesperia, fall out.
Oh yes, we got our name of the guild, Brave Vesperia, named after the star shining in the sky. Yes, and that's the name drop of this game, which honestly you don't hear too many name drops of the titles of the games. In these games, it's really Vesperia, I think was the first one. I mean, I guess technically Demlos did it where it's like, oh, Stone is your destiny, but I mean,
Hey, it's
that's the
your
only
destiny.
yeah, that's the only other example I could think of. There's one more thing I want to do before we head off, because I'll probably forget it unless I already do have it. Let's see here.
Boy.
Let's see here. Do we have everything here? Okay, we got this. We got this. We don't have. Yep. I always not have it. I always don't have it at this point. So we're gonna have to run into. All right.
Feathers? Is it
Yep.
feathers?
Yep. We're gonna need a feather. Where are we at here? Because I'm definitely gonna forget tomorrow when I start. So I just need to find a bird. Wait, I think a bird is a little bit. No, you're a something wiggle. I don't know what kind of wiggle you are. Birds?
Yeah,
You
bird?
Oh
no. And the game is trolling.
Oh, there's okay. I have to go all the way up there. Oh my goodness. Game.
I think they might disappear by the time you get up there.
They probably will. Okay, thank goodness. Thank you, Lila. Bird is the word.
Why do birds fly?
Find out 6 days from now. Alright, everybody's gonna be learning more skills again. Ooh, Severing Fang, really nice. Actually, I think we'll. I need a green FS here. I don't think it's gonna do well against these birds, though, if I recall correctly. I want to make sure we get it in one battle, which I haven't normally been able to do because of double drop rate. But I just want to better safe than sorry. You know what I mean?
Actually, if you want a quick green FS, Dragon Storm is pretty good for that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you know what? I keep avoiding Dragon Storm a little bit because of like the common what's the word for it? Stigma it has, where it's like, oh, this is what new players use a lot, but it's still a good art. Like I get it.
Still the best looking Dragon Storm in the series.
It is. It still is.
Sign of victory.
Did we get it?
Yay!
Show us a sign of victory. It's a
Sign of victory with feathers.
Yes, perfect. Holy smokes.
Nice.
We kind of slimmed it a little bit there. What's wrong with Dragon Swarm? No, there's nothing. Well, there's just a stigma where it's like, oh, every new casual player only knows one combo. Shining Fang and Dragon Storm. Yeah. Like, I don't want to fall into that trap because I want to explore different options at least. I'm not saying Dragon Swarm itself is bad, but the stigma it has around casual players, basically. Alright.
And you know the worst part is that I feel like I was the
Oh, was it?
I was the person that made that famous.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna, obviously I'm not gonna claim that most casual would even watch my stuff, but I was abusing the shit out of that, so.
Alright, good night,
KP.
KP.
360 anyway.
Yeah, good night, KP. Thanks for tuning in. I think this will also be our stopping point for tonight. Geez, we went 11 minutes overtime just for cutscene. But in any case, thank you all for tuning in for a good night. For those who tuned in this morning, thank you guys so much, even more. Like, holy smokes, you all are troopers. But, yeah, super troopers. Tomorrow we'll be starting up. We got some more guests lined up for tomorrow as well. During free periods, Omega, do you think you want to drop in if you want to?
If I got time, sure.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to. I was just wondering if you were or not. That's all. But in any case, thank you, actually, Omega, for taking the time to do this. And for the rest of you, have a good night.
Good night.